I can't find a pen.
Well, the stream started.
Did it? Excellent.
Yep.
Alright, well we're just about to bring you the very first fight of the tournament. And perhaps we could get a little bit of an introduction on two teams that are going to kick us off here. So on the right side, Obi, do you want to introduce the team for us a little?
Oh, sure. We have, let's see, where'd they go? Sorry, I'm talking to people. We have, who's this group? Ruins. I think that this over here on the right side, if you're looking over here, this is Control, Alt, Kink, or Conk. I don't know how they miss it. Cancel, maybe? Yeah, I think. I'm not exactly sure a lot about their team. It looks like they're running a Cab, Sork. I can't tell exactly what all those classes are at the moment. Oh, let's get out of the way. Let's get out of the way, guys.
Oh,
we have the group that just flew in. We have Lou's group, which is mainland champions. They seem to have sort of a hybrid style group. I believe.
And the fight's already
Tank,
started.
actually.
BD pets are in, and looks like the Bard is making a push there. That's backwards, pushing in, and there's a Mez on.
I think that's a cleric. That's a cleric. I think that's the first cleric of the night.
It's a Mez on a cleric. And that's
yep, that's it.
Free. No, they're in. They're in. Valk's in there.
Looks like
with the
diseases
Dex
were
Quick
out.
Yep.
Sword putting out roots. It looks like that was on a
that's an early
hero.
Purge, very early purge by mainland
was that a
champion.
purge? Okay.
That was a very early purge.
We got near sights out. Looks like.
Yep. One's there, Master. Mezzed. Chronix, Mezzed.
All right, the other
slow.
The running an eld. Alright, getting CC out here.
That whole back line is free. This could be
the
trouble.
BD still has not set his pets in. He's waiting to see what he can put it on without getting it destroyed.
And that's
the Valk's really in there.
Yeah, the Valk's in there, and I think he's by himself.
Yep.
Yeah.
There he is. You got his Chronic right there, guys. That's Chronic going hard on this back line.
Master of Healers, that cleric is completely
Is that a mock? That's a mock on the Sork. That's a mock on the Sork. He's nuking. He's mock nuke. That's a body sword, guys.
That could
it looks like he's targeting back.
Very nice heals put in by Chronic there.
We got a Zephyr on the mock Sork.
Yeah, we need one. Oh, he did it. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, he got Zephyr.
I don't know why the Valk is still on, though. I don't know.
Okay,
the Valk is sticking to him. The Sork probably still has at least 10 seconds in this mock, guys. He's kiting, though. I'm not sure why.
Chronic's the target again still.
Now what's that? That back line is in for the Chronic.
We have another cleric. Master of Heals mocked.
Yeah, this fight is probably gonna end in the next minute. They're in there.
Yes, they are.
We got the Bard deep. We got Vegemite on Bard here. He's pretty deep. He's getting mezzes. Getting mezzes.
Group had a slim window there.
ST out. Cleric Skyden.
That BD's coming in now too. This could very troublesome. He needs to get his pet back up because I think that's rooted.
Yeah, he still has his small pets in here. They're still casting. I think at one point they actually stopped casting.
Yeah.
So
Valk just got
Ickard
pushing. Valk got Ickard? Okay.
Yeah, Valk got Ickard. Valk's re-rooted.
Debuff rooted, I think.
Combos. Is this a champ? I just saw him pin. That is a champ. That Char is a champ. I did not. That was his ST earlier then.
Master of Heals going down. Master of Heals about to die.
Down. And that's one down. He'll go down in a heap of pistols, and here we go. This fight is going to get interesting now. I don't know how the recovery is going to but
backwards disease, debuffed. Is anything going to happen to him here? I don't think so. They should have just tried to root him. Oh, wait. He's getting nuked. The Sork's mock is down, though, so.
Yeah,
yeah, backwards seems to be.
Very nice job.
Nah, the Sork needs a Mezza root. He needs a Mezza root. He's not getting enough damage out for the Bard to interrupt. The Bard's in melee now.
It looks like backwards has some mobs on him.
I don't think those mobs are going to interrupt, though.
No, they're gray. They're gray. So if,
yeah, but they'll
if he
break
pulls
him,
him, that's on him. Yeah, that's on him if he pulls him.
That's him.
Oh, it looks like
he got an Astral Hammer proc there.
Looks like the winner is Lou's mainland champions.
Looks
yeah,
like
mainland champions, man.
First fight winner. Congratulations.
Woo!
And that's very rude, guys, killing your combo.
Whoa! Someone disqualify these guys immediately.
A very entertaining first fight. I feel like the group that was pulling had a nice window there where they had some very strong CC, but they couldn't make it happen on that Valk. What do you think went wrong there for them?
I think the Albs, I mean, it looked like a majority of an Alb group, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I forget their name. It's Control Alt Cancel. I believe they popped too much stuff early, and the Sork, I think he had the right idea when he started nuking the Bard, or sorry, the Valk.
Valkyrie.
He was mock nuking the Valk, and I think that was the right choice at the moment. But then the Sork started kiting him while he still had at least 10 seconds in mock left instead of CCing. And then they got free again, and he started nuking the Bard instead of CCing, because I knew the Bard had CC immunities up. Either Mez or Root would have worked there, and they could have continued the pull, which seemed to be their plan from the beginning.
Yeah, but eventually, though, with two non-stoicism tanks, they had to get those CC'd and make a play on the backfield, I feel. Do you agree on that?
Yeah, I do agree. I also feel that the Sork could have pushed and rooted the BD. I think that was a huge deal. He could have quick casted a root, and that would have been that. At least made him purge, and then he could have CC'd him, and I don't know. It could have been a lot of pressure just to put out CC on the backline, even when he was mocked. About 10 to 15 seconds into the mock, I think he got Zephyr'd, right? And after he came out, I think that he could have CC'd the backline, and it could have been a whole different fight.
Yeah, they had a reasonable window too, where that BD pet was largely out of the fight and wasn't being summoned. I feel like they could have done a bit more with their abilities there.
Yeah, I agree. Those small BD pets are really easy to kill, and with that main one rooted out, a lot of times the BDs won't realize that their main pet is not in the fight, and they see the small ones dying, and maybe they don't care or don't have time to recast them, or maybe even try to recast the big one, and because they just see the small ones dying and they don't realize that their main one's alive. I feel like they could have done something there. I feel like rooting out the main one was a huge deal, and they never capitalized on it.
Yeah, that's it looked really good for them at the start, and I feel like they let that a bit too easily. But that's why we have more than one fight, and they'll get another chance to recover from that in their next match.
Yeah, hopefully they learned a lot from that. I didn't really see too many purges out there. I saw one, right, out of the cleric, I want to say, and yeah, I mean it's real weird not to see a lot of purges come out in a fight. That means that a lot of CC is not is either not going out or it's just not sticking. You're not CCing, you're not interrupting what can demez or stuff like that.
Yeah,
which I think is a huge deal in 5v5, like really big deal. You CC one person and a 5v4 is like a huge deal.
Yeah, it's and so I think when's our next fight gonna start, Obi, or what kind of time?
They have less than 10 minutes. Hens group. It's going to be Hens group versus Nordic's group. So it's going to be free to play, please, versus carry Nordic. So that's going to be a really good fight, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's what the. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say there's probably about 3 teams. I looked at all the groups that are probably gonna be like some of the big heavy hitters that everyone kind of expects to win the entire thing, and those two Nordics and the French group are 2 of the 3, so it should be a really good one.
Now, what kind of setups are we gonna see from these 2 teams?
I think we'll get caster heavy group or caster heavy setup from free to play, please, which is a French team, Hens. Okay. I think you might see some sort of hybrid type group from Nordics with a minstrel. I think I saw a minstrel earlier.
Yeah, I think
yeah,
they're running,
I think the
yeah, they're running looks like a minstrel and a Sork and bone dancer, which actually synergize quite well together.
Yeah, that's actually a really insane setup. For people who don't know, the bone dancer is an instant body debuff. Most of the time on mid, you just instant body debuff and root people for extra duration. But with the Sork and the instant body debuff, that's pretty huge. It's on a really short cooldown too. So, I mean, if they get some airtime, like, they can instantly drop people. I think they're running, yeah, like Obi said, I think, caster heavy.
Right.
Hey, Beep, do you mind porting us to the fight location?
Yeah, I'll go there first and get luck.
Well, yeah, that's Sork BD combo. I mean, there's some issues though. Like they have very limited margin for error. That can get very quickly, I would think. Yeah, that there's some very little margin for error for those guys. They very well could get run over.
You guys get here okay?
Yeah, well, I think you have us turned down, right? Because we were probably loud. People are saying that we're low.
No, I have you back up.
Really?
Can we do a quick synopsis of the setups real fast?
Yeah, let's do that.
Hold on. RM, here,
So
there's a person needs to be ported.
Yeah. Looking at Free to Play Please, which is a French team, we're going to have Hend on the Spirit Master, the more well-known French streamers in this game. We're going to have Fruit on the Bone Dancer. Saladri looks like he's going to be on a healer. Hallibel will be on a bard. And then it looks like Ilial will be on a Thurgist.
Oh, wow.
Looks like there. Yeah, so they are going to have a Thurgist in their group.
Okay, this may be the only one, guys. The only Thurgist in the tournament. I could be
That's
wrong,
crazy.
but I was looking at other teams, and I don't think there is another Thurgist. So here we go.
So this is an interesting setup, and it'll be interesting to see how this fight goes, the dynamics, because on the other side of the coin, let me just see if we can find this carry Nordic team, and we'll talk a little bit of what they're running and maybe what to expect. We're also going to have a Bone Dancer here, and it looks like a Sorcerer as well, plus an Aug Healer, and a Minstrel, and I don't think we're going to see too many Minstrels from other teams. I haven't seen another one. Apparently those mobs are aggro. So it'll be interesting, because that Minstrel could be a bit of a problem for the French team.
Yeah, it's Forecaster, man. I mean, that Minstrel is gonna mess him up. He's got he can cycle interrupts, and he's got a pet. Yeah. Everyone in the game has played against the Minstrel at least at one point, and they're very annoying.
And if it's an effective player on the Minstrel, he really can.
Who's the Minstrel player?
I'd imagine Tom.
Oh, they're
Which
in
is
trouble.
Yama.
Tom is considered one of the better Minstrels in the games, if not the best.
I believe it's actually Pharmacist on the Minstrel.
Really?
Oh, okay. The other team is fine then.
Tom is on Aug Healer.
Wow,
so
really?
I don't know which of these poor mobs will be sent to its imminent death at the beginning of the fight, but perhaps this orange Padfoot. If anybody wants to kind of have a little moment of silence or prayer or whatever for this poor little puppy that's going to get killed very quickly.
Should be a good one though. I'm pretty interested to see how the Minstrel does in this.
I am interested as well. I think it'll be really determined by how fast they can get rid of that pet. Because if he's got that up for the majority of the fight, that could be a real issue for a group that will have problems with dealing with the Minstrel.
I'm really surprised that Tom's not playing the Minstrel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's definitely one of the better Minstrels in the game. He has a few videos out there if anyone wants to see.
Alright,
Also
let's
curious.
I'm gonna follow this team and I'll pull you along with me.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah,
Alright,
this
the
is a team I'm very interested in.
just to do a quick recap, the green and red team, that's carry Nordic. And the opposing team, the French team led by Hind. Free to play, please.
Yeah, and looks like we're about to start. Warps are down, and these teams are going to engage. Now this will be probably more of a cautious standoff type of engage than the last fight, just because neither group is really going to push or pull super hard. Although that'll likely occur once the group with the Minstrel gets a little bit of control. And here we go. They are being very cautious.
Yeah, I mean they want to fight in these I mean, you can't tell because they're both mid warps, but they're wanting to fight in these warps, obviously.
Yeah.
'cause
And that's an early
I'm curious to
debuff.
see who will give it up. The third is
Pushing
out.
with air pets on him.
Surge's pets
Those are
out.
blue air pets, guys. This is an air Thurges. So
Yes,
we
this-
should see
Yeah,
some
watch
heavy
out for the
nukes.
SM air third combo. It's gonna be a
And
lot
that's
of
gonna
damage there.
synergize
The air
quite
Thurge
well
nuke
with
is
that spirit
spirit.
train.
Yep.
But
Yep.
they are pulling very hard, which is an interesting strategy considering how many pets they have to maintain control. Of course, this does give Carry Nordic an opportunity to clear these pets and slowly push on them, and I think that's what we're seeing already.
Got a very early
This
push.
this other BD pet is not ML9. Carry
Oh wow,
Nordic,
you see a
that's
third
a-
rank 5 already.
Very early
Wow,
rank
that's-
5, and
that is
maybe
a
they're going to try to
15-minute
kill the
cooldown?
Padfoot.
Yeah,
Yes.
that
It
is.
is-
If they don't make anything out of it, that's a waste right now.
Oh,
That's a
Treg
seems
seems
very
down.
free,
That's
though.
one down. Yeah. That's,
Wow,
no,
that's a great-
They're pushing very quickly. Yes.
Yeah, is the third mocked at the moment? I don't see
third
anyone
is
even
mocked.
trying to interrupt him. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It looks
Good
like the
heals,
third
They're in
just.
there.
Yeah, there's a Zephyr finally on the third.
Yeah, and I think we're seeing an answer to our earlier query as to how effective Thurges would be, and we're seeing the potency of that class.
Yeah,
I
we
think
were
when you
talking
get
about
the
the air
caster-
Thurge too, and
The thing is, these air third pets are also very hard to kill. They don't die very easily. I think
No,
some
they don't-
casters
they
even
don't
have to
die
put
quickly.
2 nukes into them. Like
yeah,
if you
it's
look
like
at the BD in the back,
something HP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Three-
he's not
three
one
He dropped
shotting
his
that.
he dropped his totem already. He dropped his totem already. He's in trouble. He's putting his pet
phase
on him.
shift
I
on the
think.
minstrel. Phase shift on the minstrel. That minstrel pet is down too. He can very easily CC out, and that would be very problematic for Carry Nordic if that minstrel gets CC'd
Are
out,
they
which I think
nuke-
he's actually about to.
Okay, they're
And
nuking down his,
there's again
the witch.
The beat.
the
Alright.
Valk will go down again. And
Is
this
Hollybell
looking-
mocked right?
I
yes.
think so because he has a torch.
Yeah,
on
it looks
him,
like
so-
Sork's mocked.
yeah.
Sork's mocked and Bard's mocked. So we
Yep.
have.
Oh, that
Oh,
is
Sork's
another
dead.
one down. Sork is
Wow.
dead, and this is looking like very problematic for Carry Nordic. BD Pet looks to be
Yeah.
going down as well.
Oh, ML9, one nuke,
One nuke, and it's
That's
dead.
what they're
and
calling.
It's
That's
dead.
what they're calling. They got a quick ass nuke. I think
This-
that was.
Very well might be GG for Carry Nordic, and I think that the French team has shown that their setup is pretty formidable.
And I think
Yeah,
the
I
French
think
are
the third
finally
is-
paying back the Americans here.
We're bien fait, bien fait.
That was a good fight, though. I like to see the third just out there, the air third too, that everyone I think was calling.
Yeah, they
And,
did a very
it
nice
worked.
job of capitalizing and using their abilities. We talked in the interview earlier, Obi, about how important it was to use your abilities correctly, and I think we just saw the French team really exemplify that.
Yeah, we saw that third rank 5 real early, and we questioned it, or I did at least, and then it worked out.
They dropped
he-
somebody
he
very quick.
Coupled it with the rank 5, the mock, I think, and that was kind of a turning point for them. Thurg was able to get out a lot of pets and also put out a lot of damage with the nuke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he pretty well just planted and just blanketed them in air pets, which is very, as you were saying, Obi, very difficult to recover from.
Yeah, I mean, in AV8, you go priority on Earth on a third just because you want the higher PPT, higher haste buff. Your role is pressure, but in a 5v5 where there's 3 less people and you kind of have to fill 2 roles, I guess I'll say. So he
Yes.
applied pressure and he was able to put out DPS, especially with the Spirit Train.
Yeah, that's-
you know,
that is
BD's
a
in there,
very-
and it was
Yeah.
nuts. Yeah,
very-
it was good.
I'd say a very strong synergy in that backline with those abilities, with the Spirit debuff, as you mentioned.
Yeah, these guys they run they do run hybrid, but they run my majority of I think they run 3-2, right? 3 caster, 2 tanker.
Yes, most of the
just
time.
every day. I mean, you know, the synergy shows right there that it hasn't let up even in 5v5.
So what would the Carry Nordic team have had to have done there, Obi, in your opinion, to change the tides of that fight?
I think they needed a better push, a more, you know, a good opportunity to get in there really hard with the minstrel and the bone dancer pets and things like that. God, I'm gonna die. And
But
also they need to counteract Hin's group's abilities more. the third was mocked for a good period of time before he was Zephyr, and he was able to put out a lot of pets to slow them down. Also was able to kill one of Nordic's players. So that's a very good setup, I think. Also.
Yeah. Would you say the issue was composition, or would you say it was execution, or maybe even both?
A little bit of both, I think.
So if you were going back and explaining and maybe going through it with them and saying this is what we should have done, what would your top 3 points be in that regard?
They kind of need a good opening. Just kind of wait, be patient, wait for your opening to really get in there. They relied more on I think on a more aggressive push with the minstrel and things like that. So they really needed to get in there. And when they got in there, they needed to do a lot with it. When the third mocked, he was able to do a lot. I think a Zephyr was needed almost immediately, and you need to counteract that with your own mocks, maybe. Get some good CC on the third. Hopefully he wasn't Mesoimmune at that point. I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
I think the setup is better for the French group, though, so I think they were at a disadvantage going into that, Nordic's team.
Right. Nordic's team seems to focus very heavily on control, and when you're fighting a group that you inherently cannot control as a result of the BD pets and Thurgs, much of your advantage, I would say, is inherently lost. What would they have to do to control the Thurg just a little better?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know what you should put the BD pets on, but I mean something's got to interrupt that Thurg. If he goes crazy, if he's able to get free for 5-10 seconds, he's going to totally lock your team down. And then anything that's pushed up is going to be isolated to the BD, Thurg, and SM nukes. It's just, I think at that point it's key to keep that Thurg interrupted. Also, you got to keep an eye on the SM. He's a debuffer. He unlocks a lot of damage potential for the Bone Dancer and the Thurg with his Spirit debuff. So I think it's a lot to do with interrupting Thurg and also trying to keep the debuffer interrupted. All while not getting CC'd out, though, because there's a lot of CC in Hen's group. So it's very hard to gain that control, I think. And once the minstrel pet dies, that class just gets left behind. I think it's strong with the pet. However,
he actually did a very good job, I would say, the minstrel, considering what he was up against, because he was up there largely by himself quite a while, and he maintained a very good amount of control of the pet. So our next fight here, of course, we're going to feature Pizza Party, and they're going very tank heavy. I see a Mauler, a Armsman, a Valk, a Warden, and a Bard. Essentially, they've just made a little tweak on a standard hip tanker kind of setup. So they're going to be looking to all-out push, and that, of course, that presents a lot of difficulties in 5v5. You're going to have almost zero margin for error against that many tanks. Going up against them, French squad, and it looks like they are going to have more of a caster focus. We're going to see a healer, a spirit master, looks like even a shaman, and an armsman, and a zerker. And I'm just kind of wondering what's their strategy going to be in managing these tanks, all of which are going to be very difficult to kill.
Yeah, I mean, the Shaman, that's pretty weird because most people even consider them weak in 8v8, let alone 5v5. Although we don't have supremacy pots over here, which a lot of mids like to run nowadays.
And they're in. This fight has started.
Oh.
There's no warp. No warp
down.
They're pushing. They're already in there. They let the tanks in already. Holy cow.
There's no warp down.
No, there is.
Yeah, Mauler's mezz, but it's not going to last for very long.
But he's out. No. The Mauler's out.
Armsman's peeled. And it looks like the SM is getting killed by the Valk right now. Valk's almost killed SM.
The Shaman's got something on him. Oh. And we are already seeing the power of that hip tank push. The Zerker is on the Warden, but he has just been peeled out as well. And that Warden is going to be absolutely free.
This Armsman is going ham on this guy right now. Asu? Is that
he needs a peel ASAP. And here we go. That Valk is diseasing. This could be very difficult.
This may be the death of Asu, and Insta's out, on Asu. That's one down. They only have one left.
One down.
SM is mezzed out.
Here. Slowly. Armsman Zephyr. That's a Zephyr used on an Armsman, and I don't know that is a high-value target
may not,
Zephyr.
That is more likely a panic Zephyr, or the Armsman is just not under control. He's just running around
we have
right now. You can't.
SM
Bard is taking a lot of damage. Yep, SM mocked, but
SM mocked. Blocked and
Usually
got
not
stunned.
many targets.
Armsman's on him.
So the Sham right here? Oh, no, that is the SM, the Armsman. The SM turned and started life tapping the Armsman. I don't know if that's the right choice. He maybe should have nuked
Risky
someone
Milk's
else,
at
he might help.
30%. Risky Milk at 30%, and SM dead.
Yep, that's SM dead.
The
And
Mauler
Asu
is on
looks like
AC
he's
right now.
going down too. Yeah.
He will go
And
down this
Mauler's
Mauler.
just-
One more anytime combo. Yeah, this next is a DD proc next. Oh, is he getting heals? Oh, is that legendary proc right there? Mock, the Mock's out in AC.
I think so. Is he gonna be able to keep himself alive though with the Falcon and Mauler on him?
That is a troll Mauler. That is putting out some of the highest DPS a tank can put out in the game right now. They do have a Sham though, so they have the Mauler or the matter resist.
The Warden has just been largely untouched the entire fight. Even if the mid group was able to get window to do some DPS there, they're going to have a lot of problems with that Warden being so free.
Yeah,
And
a Warden
there's
is a
another
hard
one. That
choice.
Shaman is down. Shaman
Oh,
is down.
he is down, yeah. The Warden is a hard
Yeah.
choice here because he has PBT and it's hard to peel him. So you have to give the choice to just let him peel you or waste the time trying to peel him.
Yeah, and that is
Which most of
that's
the time
gonna
he
be a very,
will win.
very difficult for groups. So the Zerker is doing a very decent job here in taking the Bard. The Bard has really not been much of a factor in this fight other than as a distraction. As these tanks are in there, and that's the Shaman dead again, and I think this is when it's all but over.
I think the fight is over. Yeah, this is a crazy. That was the blitz setup, man. The tanks got in there real early. I feel like they did not play their setup to what it could have been. These tanks just got in there and they
really got caught with their pants down.
They did.
Yeah, the French group didn't have a warp down. They were very flat-footed on ink, and the tanks were just able to get in there. However, that tank group is very, very hard to stop. I think there's a lot of CC mitigation, a lot of damage mitigation, and there's a decent amount of heals. Even though they have no real healer, there's no cleric, there's no druid, there's no healer. They have heals from the Valk, the Warden, and the Bard though.
Are we going directly to another fight right now, Obi? Is that?
Yeah. Let me get that set up. Hold on one second. I have someone requesting an ML respect.
Yeah, so that fight, I felt like they needed to kind of wait for the tanks to kind of waste their abilities there and then turn on them. They didn't really. I don't know if I even saw diseases go out or anything. You could have played that. I feel like you could have just pulled way harder. I feel like those tanks were in there almost immediately, and I didn't see if they sauced or not, but there was no warp down, so they were able to run in on speed 6 there.
But the difficulty is, even if you get that space, which target are you going to try to kill? I mean, Mauler and Armsman are almost a no-go. The Valkyrie is possible, but unless he's stunned, he's going to interrupt one or two casters very easily. The Bard, of course, you're going to have to deal with a phase shift, and the Warden was playing pretty passively there. I don't think he was ever going to be in any real danger. And then you have that Mauler damage shield as well.
Yeah, exactly. That Mauler, he can throw it on himself for the reduction. I don't know his spec, but it could be up to 29%, I want to say. But I think he's realistically 25% reduction there. And he can throw it on anyone. I don't know the cooldown on top of my head, but that's a really hard setup. You just can't nuke anything early on.
Yeah, you can't.
You just have to wait.
You have to just wait. Yeah. What would you run against that?
That's something that we were thinking when I had a team for a little while, and we were talking about that group in particular because we knew their setup and we knew they were going to be one of the harder groups in the tournament. As far as casters go, it's a very hard setup to fight. I think you almost at that point have to run a heat train. That way you can actually kill something, because if you're nuking against the Warden resist, you're going to be struggling. I think you need something with very high DPS, maybe some sort of heat train. We were actually kind of thinking about Enchanter, Lightment, and Wizard, as crazy as that sounds. But I think that setup would probably die to a group of the Thurgis, like the hen group.
Yeah, that would be very difficult to deal with the Thurgist. Yeah. And it looks like we're going to see a different kind of setup right now from the French team. We're going to see a Cleric. We haven't seen one of those yet. We're going to see a Bard. Oh, no, we did in the first fight.
Yeah, we did see a Cleric first fight.
Yeah. So we're going to see a Cleric. We're going to see a Thurgist again, it looks like. We're going to see a Bone Dancer. And I believe that we're going to see a Spirit Master. So this is very similar to the setup that Free to Play Please was running.
Both French teams, though, so maybe they had similar thought.
Yeah. And
Yeah, it looks
they're
like a
gonna
lot
be-
of. Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say the top two classes seem so far to be BDs and bards. For anyone out there small manning.
That's very true. I think both of those classes offer a lot of course, BDs offer passive interrupts, so they're interrupting even when they're not actually able to cast. And the bards just offer probably more utility than any class in this game.
Yep. I think maybe healers can battle them in terms of utility, but at the same time, bards have the speed, right? That's why
Bards
mid
have speed.
people tend to run the skull bot, or people, they the speed class on Hib is superior to the speed class on Alb, or sorry, on mid, and it just kind of packs into what a healer has into a bard. A bard is almost two classes in one, I'd say.
And we are going to see a Enchanter
Is that
in
an
the
Enchanter?
other. In this,
Oh, here we go.
It is an
Yeah.
Enchanter.
I didn't
Okay,
think
so
we'd
what
see
did-
any.
What is the Avalonian? Is that a wizard or a Thurgis? Because I'd love to see a
I think
wizard
that's a wizard.
combined. I
That's
think
the
that's a
question.
wizard. That's a
Wow,
wizard.
that's-
Excel.
that's a similar setup to one I was thinking about. Chanter, wizard, lightman.
And we'll
Yeah,
see a
you
druid
called
as
it,
well. And it looks like a mentalist. Oh, so this is very much after your own heart, Obi.
Yep.
I'm curious to see how this plays out. This is a setup we really haven't seen like 3 of the classes in. If that
Well,
really
this is a
wizard.
setup that if they get an opening, the other group is going to have a very, very tough time. That wizard is must be interrupted, otherwise this fight could be over very quickly.
Yeah.
The thing is, no Thurge. I think caster versus caster groups, the Thurge just really reigns supreme. I think
Yes.
any caster groups at a disadvantage if they don't have a Thurge going against another Thurge. The other day, I was 5v5ing on Pendragon. We were kind of testing some stuff with the Hen group and also with Juki's group, the group that's about to fight here. And we kind of determined that the Thurgs were needed in caster versus caster setups, and we had a lot of fun fights, and the Thurg really made the difference in all of them, though.
Right.
Do you think that a Thurgis is worth running in a tournament overall and not just for caster groups? Obviously, Thurgis is like superior in caster group setups, but
I think you kind of almost
overall?
have to, unless you do a big blitz setup like Pizza Party. Unless you focus on something like that. If you're running another caster group, you don't run a Thurg, I think you're going to struggle against caster groups with Thurgs. And caster groups, I don't know, it's tough. Any caster group's going to have a hard time against Pizza Party, I think, just because they're all out blitz. Thurg or no Thurg.
yeah, I think
So I
Pizza
think
Party
it's probably
kinda took advantage.
safest.
Yeah, I think Pizza Party kind of took the advantage that most small mans do run casters in, DAOC Live, because a lot of times you're fighting greater numbers or you gotta pick people off, and casters are superior at that compared to tanks, because you don't put yourself into too much danger. You have warps and
This
stuff
is
like
true.
that. And then Pizza Party, they brought out the Mauler, which is very easily peeled by other tanks, but a lot of people are only running one tank or, none at all, as we've seen already. And they kind of took advantage of the Maulers. They have debt stoicism, and then the damage shield reduction. It's pretty crazy. And they hit hard. Like they get on
Yes,
top of
they
you.
do.
If you're in BG, they can still mess you up too with casting speed reduction and all this. And their specs are very variable. Like they could be a lot of different specs that work.
Okay, the fight's starting here now.
And we're
about
to
to
start,
engage.
So, yep, and it looks like we're going to have another kind of passive start from both groups. As they
I think they're
struggle
kind of
to get
gauge the
control.
setups here.
Yeah,
They see the
that's
BD
more than
obviously.
likely. Yeah.
I think the BD Third group's going to easily push this group over, so
I agree. I feel the other
light train
setup
is going to be on their...
not-
Yeah, they're going to have to be ready to kite, I think, and clear pets.
Yep, the third pet's already sending out the Supreme Earth Spirit. So this guy is
Oh, wait.
third spec, I believe.
We do... That's not a wizard, that's a Thurgis.
It is a Thurgis, oh right.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
and he looks
So
to
you
be
like it?
some sort of split spec with Earth being highest. I think he's
So
probably...
the Zealot is heading in. I think the Enchanter's make. Yep. See, exactly
Yeah,
right there.
that's
The
a
Zealot
suicide
pet
on
is
the
dead.
Zealot.
Yeah, he did not hold on to it like he should have.
This could be troublesome.
Sork is
because now
going
they're gonna
out?
Push.
Okay, the Spirit pet's dead.
So,
Alright, he recasted
they
it
can't
though.
keep
It's already up.
They can't keep suiciding their pets though. Those are long recast timers that give. The
Eventually,
opportunity
it's going to
the
come to
group
the point where
push.
they have to quick cast it, and that quick cast could have been
Yeah.
something else.
Here we go, and the air pets are in, and this could be very difficult for them to recover from this.
Yeah, the
BD pets are
pressure's
still
already
in.
out.
Yeah, pressure is already out, and if you look at the disparity between pets out, the group with the BD group is at a distinct advantage right now in terms of how many pets they have out.
Yeah, BD pet is I don't
Oh, we
think
have
he's holding on
someone.
to it.
Is that the Enchanter call? Yeah, Enchanter's dead. Enchanter's dead.
Enchanter is dead.
Oh
yes,
wow,
and-
that was quick. Yeah, he's
and
out.
It appears their
right
bard's
here in the
mocked.
middle. Yeah, but I mean, when you're mocked with these pets on you,
It's
it
hard.
really mitigates the effectiveness of the ability.
Oh, sorry, that's third, not bar. Yeah, it definitely does. Those stun pets are crucial when you're mocked. They just chain stun you if you have enough on them. They're getting a
High
lot of
health?
pets though, so
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think this is
There's
over yet. Oh,
decent
that
pet.
healer was caught. And
Some
we
pets
see
are
Bard's
the
being
it.
damage
cleared
Okay, Bard got a
potential
big heal.
of the light
Bard
drain
just
right
got
now.
insta healed.
I think
Yep.
that Thurgis has petted the Lich pet,
Yeah, he did.
and it didn't die. Yeah, okay, that's an interesting choice there. Okay, he's still petting it, I think. No, that's
No,
on
no.
it's on the Bard, right?
The air
healer
thurg's
was
open now
open.
though, so and
They
the
have
air
pet scared.
thurg's mocked.
That's an
now.
MO9 Earth pet. That's an MO9 Earth pet.
Wow.
Well, you better use it or lose it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's something you like to see.
that's a free ability
And
there.
the cleric is in there as well, smiting.
Yeah, cleric
That's
maybe some
interesting.
sort of split
Well,
smite
that's good
spell.
though, yeah.
The cleric brought him down. Wow, that was almost
Yeah.
entirely that cleric that did that damage. That's an
This,
interesting.
okay, the Zealot pet just went
tactic.
down again. All right. I don't know if he's not calling heals on it or they just can't heal it.
No,
The
that
Zealot
was
pet's
that
gone
was the
down a lot.
actual Enchanter. The Enchanter
Yeah.
said.
And
Oh
Chucky
yeah.
is
Oh
very
okay.
free
Well, he was
here.
smart enough to die himself like the Zealot. It tricked me.
Yeah. Looks like-
I believe this one is over. And I think
It looks
we're
like the
really
that's why we don't see too many
seeing-
enchanters.
Yeah, we're really seeing the potency of Airthurg SMBD combo. I think that's going to be very difficult for caster groups to overcome. I don't really know how you would with just so much interrupt power.
Go clerics.
Alright, trying to get the next fight set up. Next fight is going to be Tasty Treats versus Control Alt Kink. Sorry, cancel, I guess, whatever they want to be called. Let me get them all set up, and we will start the fight soon.
And of course, after the preliminary round of fights is done, we will be doing a couple of interviews with some of the participants. I've already got Hend lined up from the free-to-play please team that has agreed to join us after the fights. And I think we're probably going to have another couple as well. So stay tuned for that. That'll be really fun, and we'll get to hear from them about their strategy, both in picking their team and how they approach these first fights.
Yeah, I look forward to it.
And we're giving teams 10 minutes from their fights announced to be ready. Most teams have been very quick, though, fortunately. So the next fight will start in less than 10 minutes once the teams are ready.
I have to say, and I think this is a real credit to Broadsword and to you and Ku, Joby, with just how smooth this has gone so far. You know, it's seamless. It's like we've done this 100 times before, and you know, obviously there were kinks in the back end, but I think what we're seeing is a very, very smoothly run event. So kudos to you guys on that.
Well, thank you. It was a large effort on Broadsword helping us out. You know, we just tried to set everything up, went to them, and they were able to put in some of the time to get all these zones set up. You know, turn Pendragon into a Mordred style server, so we could actually have fights like this. They were definitely very assistive for us. It was very nice to have them on board.
That looks good. This has gone
Don't cook. I'm
smooth.
trying to do something so I can show health and stuff better on screen. So bear with me a second before you say go.
Oh, you have like the targets up and stuff?
Yeah, so that I can start targeting for health or something.
Any Enchanter pets on there? Or...
Not this.
Well, I guess technically the Enchanter pet did die when the Enchanter died.
Well, I'm really just, it's going to be interesting to see how groups are going to deal with the Thurgist, if they'll make any adjustments. And I think we've seen it now in 2 or 3 fights where those pets have just eaten the other group essentially, and the air pets have just almost single-handedly turned the fight. Any thoughts on what groups can do to compensate for that?
What do you think about the Pizza Party group? The tank group?
I think they're strong. We had some fights against them, against that setup, trying to sort of see what setups would work before the tournament, and we found out that setup was very, very hard for casters. You really have to play perfectly, I think. Get good CC, good pockets of space to really damage someone. The issue is the Mauler is almost invincible, the Armsman is almost invincible with the Mauler behind him. With the Mauler buff on the Armsman, he has AOM 5 and SB 5 if he needs. It's going to be very, very hard to take down the Armsman. So you have to look for other targets. Maybe try to kill the Valk.
Or the Bard or the Warden would actually be a very good target if you snag
the issue is if they're fighting a heavy caster group, they were fighting a hybrid group that last time, so it was kind of almost a circle fight. But against a heavy caster group that's going to have to pull hard, that Warden's going to be so far in the back that you're not going to be able to touch him at all.
And we're just about to start the next fight here, and of course we have Tasty Treats, and they're going to feature a Bard, Kabbalist, looks like a Sorcerer as well, in addition to a Druid and then a tank. I believe it's a Valk. Yeah, so that's an interesting setup. I feel like that setup has very few weaknesses. It can really handle a lot of stuff. So I think it'll come down to just getting that Kabbalist and Sorcerer and opening to nuke.
I feel like the Cab maybe could have been a BD and been even more effective, but it is more damage this way. I'm just curious to see how they pull it out here, because the Cab he has the pet.
The rank 5 Cab pet is essentially a major problem for groups to deal with.
Yeah, but it's only 1 minute. If the other group can live out the 1 minute of the Cab rank 5 or even blast it down somehow, the Cab is now less effective than another class could have been in a small man setup.
And we're going to see the first team to fight twice. This is going to be Control Alt Cancel, I believe, that was involved in our very first fight. And they have, as we saw before, a Sorcerer, a Kabbalist, a Cleric, a Bard, and a Bard, and a Blade Master. So they'll be looking.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think we'd really see pure classes, and what I mean out of that is they just pretty much have one role. The Blade Master kind of just runs in, right? He's not a Valk. Just like I don't plan to see Savages. Although the Banelord could prove a game changer, so we'll see. Especially on lock targets, the zone, if they save that.
And he's going to have Zone of Unmana, he's going to have Demoralization, he's going to have some stuff that has
kind of
a singular, like a lot of those abilities that Blade Masters, or that the Banelord ML line offers are almost just used for interrupts, but in an AV8 setting. But in 5v5, a lot of them have effects that can be very, very game-changing. So we'll see how that works.
Yeah.
I think these two setups mirror each other, sort of, and I think this fight is going to come very much down to execution. So we'll see which group can pull it off.
Yeah, I'm really interested in the Cab, man. I think this is maybe the only Cab in the tournament.
Well, both groups feature a Cab, so we're going to see...
oh, that's right, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Should be pretty interesting.
Yeah. And
I'm curious as to why they chose the Cab over the BD. I really am.
Well, Cab offers Nearsight, Disease, that rank 5 pet. Of course, the Bone Dancer offers quite a bit of utility as well.
I mean, he offers the taunt. The near side's probably going to get cleared and it's gray anyways, so it's not a huge deal. It's still nice. It's still better than a taunt,
Yeah.
but the BD taunt and the instant debuff,
Yeah.
on top
And
of
the
the
instant
superior
interrupt,
pets
too.
outside of the
Instant
yeah,
light tap.
exactly, yeah.
I mean,
It's
the
all about
cab offers
pressure
more
and he's-
damage, and we're starting here, so that Blade Master's already getting in. Oh, he's gonna pull out right away. And that rank 5
Yeah,
cab
the Blade
pet is
Master has to
already
play
in.
careful here. He could
does,
be rendered
but he
useless
also-
real early outside.
He needs to create an
Place
opening
mez on
because
cap.
this bard is very free. Yeah, and that is a
Yep.
full mez.
The
Yeah.
Blade Master needs to do something in his charge timer. So, and this
Yes.
Cat Pet he's already out there, man. He's
Capet's about to die, maybe.
oh, maybe.
Well,
Maybe he'll
that's,
cap that.
that's a mistake on the Kabbalist and Cleric's part. from the
That's
other group.
ML9 R5 down, I believe.
Yeah,
So
that is
he has
that is
nothing
a
but regular
very
pets.
costly thing to lose.
Oh, is Blade Master dying? Blade Master's
And
dead?
the Blade Master is dead.
Oh, he's down. Yeah. I'm curious
Yeah,
about
and
the
I-
Ruby Simulacrum versus the Emerald.
The
here.
Bard just mocked inside of them. The Bard's very pushed in, mocked.
Yep, he's mocked. He's going in.
However,
they're
he's
gonna
about to
debuff
get
him,
nuked.
and they
He's
might just
interrupt the
kill
cab.
him. They might just kill
Oh,
him.
there's a phase.
Oh, yep. There's a phase. Yeah.
That Sorcerer is going to set out a Mez, and he's coming back into the fight, and their push is starting.
No, the Valk's in there. He's
Control
stunned.
really needs to not let themselves be pushed over, or this is going to be over.
Blade Master
Yeah.
triple wield.
And the
He's
bow,
in.
that's
He's
a
in.
nice
He's
pet
in.
proc. Nice pet proc. And I'm curious as to why he's using only one pet procking weapon. Maybe he switched to do DPS with the triple wield, but
Yeah,
I
this is
haven't
a heavy
seen
caster
lot of
setup.
procs. Yeah.
Yeah,
They're getting a bit of a push now.
Now they are getting a bit of a push. Actually, this is they're turning this.
Yep.
and
The Valk is pulling back. The Valk is pulling back. He's on
Valk
the
is
he's
pulling
on the
back,
front line,
yeah.
which is Sork pretty much.
that Sork could. Oh, that was a
Oh,
nice
no,
instep.
good heals, good
Oh,
heals.
That was close. Yeah.
Good heals. The
What about the Valk in the back?
Ooh, he
Oh,
is
there's
in
a mock
trouble.
on the sword.
There's could be in trouble.
I think he'll get heals.
He's-
I think he'll get heals.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nicely played by the by Iridiaz, the bard there, pulling that pet back, and they'll get rid of that off him. Cleric is
the
very
Ruby
free.
Simulacrum's going in. Let's see if they take care of the Ruby Simulacrum here. I think they will right here.
Yeah, that's a very easy pet to kill.
Yep, there it
one of the
is.
issues
Yep,
with
it's
them.
down already.
Yeah.
Did he
And it looks
ML9
like-
the Ruby yet? The Emerald has. I've seen it.
The Emerald is down. All those abilities are down, and it looks like they'll just kind of reset the fight here.
Where is the Blade
yeah.
Master?
Yeah. He
he
needs
die?
his
Did they
charge
pull-
timer should be back up. It should be back up
I
very
don't
soon.
s-
And he
I don't see him either. Did he?
1,
did
2,
he link
3,
dead?
4.
Oh no, he's still dead. He's still dead. They
He's
left
still
him.
dead.
Oh.
Wow,
He-
this is
Yeah, look
that is,
to the
uh,
north.
Yeah,
no
that is
PR
a
for him? Or?
misplay.
They weren't able to get him. He was very deep, I think, when he died. They couldn't get to him. It's
Yeah.
bad. Looks like this Sork's about to
And-
die. Yeah,
Oh,
Sork's
the
dead.
Sork is
Yeah.
down. Yeah. Here it goes. Yeah. The
And this push is
Cab.
complete. And that Valkyrie is just too much of a problem, I
the
think, for
Bard's
them.
dead.
They weren't able
Yeah.
to. They weren't able to
Yeah.
control that Valk.
Yep, the Valk, yeah, he did really good. He was in there, he was messing him up.
Yeah.
Master Healer's going down here.
I actually
Good,
think
good
that
Drew pets out.
the Tasty Treats group did a very nice job of sort of a pendulum kind of approach to that fight, where they were coming in and out, and they did that very effectively, almost baiting them into a push and counter pushing and killing them.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, it was really nice with the fight reset. It felt like it was the other team's benefit, but Tasty Treats, they decided to push back in because the BM was
Yeah.
still dead, I believe, and they benefited from it. I have no
Great.
idea what the other team decided to reset when the BM was still dead. They didn't push him for a PR.
And
That's
that might have
very
been
Yeah, at
just
that
a-
point-
just to panic.
Yeah.
I mean, I
At
would.
that point, it seemed like
take
they had
the risk.
decent enough pressure.
Hmm
It's like maybe get in there, res him, and then try to run away, reset the fight. But
Yeah, when
resetting
they
the
were
fight when
killing
you're
the Ruby
4v5.
Simulacrum, yeah, they were caught up for a few seconds killing that Ruby Simulacrum, and I feel like they could have just ran in and PR'd him real quick, and the Cleric wouldn't have died. Pushing in that far.
Because Control Alt did a very nice job actually of getting rid of that rank 5 Kabbalist pet very quickly, and I felt like they could have really capitalized on that and gained some more control. The Blade Master not using Trader's Dagger procs was a little puzzling to me, particularly as that's really one of the main ways that class can be effective is helping establish some passive interrupts with those pets. Well, why do you think he went more for a DPS weapon choice, Obi?
Maybe he thought that he was going to have to just apply a lot of the damage of the group. Also, maybe he thought he might have to peel a little bit, and you don't want that proccing weapons when you're peeling. However, you see some people that want to do a little bit of damage and have a little bit of pet procs. However, when you're in there to Rupt, I think you kind of have to really focus on the pet procs.
Right.
Yeah, he was their front line along with the Bard. And the more pets he has, the easier it is for him to buy time for himself to actually get some damage out. Also,
Yeah.
if you're spending
I felt
less
like
time
that-
Rupting and letting your pets Rupt, it's better for you to you can get time to damage.
Yeah, he was pretty much trying to do the job of the Valk, which the Valk obviously does easier with all his instant interrupts, and he didn't run the pet proc weapons, and well, he just fell over because of it, I feel.
All right, and it looks like our next fight is going to be No Radar versus Free to Play Please. Free to Play Please, of course, was the French group we saw very well. I mean, there's no other word for it, and that's dominate
Hens
make
group.
of Kerry Nordic, and so they've proven already that they're a team to be reckoned with in this tournament. No Radar, of course, was involved in our very first fight, and they did a very nice job of pushing. And it seemed like they had a couple jitters early, but they really recovered from it in that first fight.
Wait,
We'll
I think
see
No
how they
Radar
deal.
is No Radar is a team that fought recently with the Earthberg. They fought
Right. Yes.
Yeah, they fought the other French team with Chuki and stuff like that.
Okay. Yes, Mainland Champions was involved in the first fight. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they'll actually
okay,
be
well,
playing
what's-
next.
Yes, and it's going to be Thurgist versus Thurgist, which will be fun.
Yep.
Yep, I
Earthberg
wanna see
versus
that.
Earthberg again.
Yeah.
Before we saw, I think it was a hybrid third, wasn't it? Versus a pure air Thurgist? And
Yeah,
Air Thurgist
he's
came out on
some
top.
sort of split spell.
Yeah,
I think the
he was-
Earthberg,
he
yeah,
had-
Earthberg came out on top. He won the fight.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
that.
the Air Third did, yep. Which is no surprise, especially with the Spirit debuff.
Yeah, that Spirit debuff, he's hitting very hard with that nuke if he gets an opening. I almost feel like he did too much petting the first fight and not enough nuking, and he really could have ended that fight a lot faster. But maybe they want to establish control and kind of guarantee that there was going to be no recovery.
Yeah, it's a better safe than sorry situation. We're still early in the they were still early in the tournament, and they didn't know. You can't really gauge people until you fought them already. And halfway through that fight, I think the guy realized that he can just start blasting people. So he let up on the pets a little bit and started killing.
Yeah. Absolutely. And we'll get to see the Enchanter again, which of course did not have too much of an impact on their first fight. I don't know that he ever got really free to provide any DPS for No Radar.
Yeah, I feel like the Enchanter is strong, and people kind of underestimate it, but at the same time, I feel like it's a little bit harder to play in these setups, and that they kind of needed a fight to warm up, so I'm kind of interested to see if they do a little bit better this fight.
Yeah, I think you're right, and because it does take a little bit of practice and some tweaking to get your caster line having some synergy, and it really is required that Mentalist Enchanter just be kind of two minds as one, because they need to capitalize on any opening that they get.
Exactly. A lot of these fights, like when you play MA, you kind of got to recognize that you have a 3-second window to get a debuff and like 2 nukes off, and that's when you got to kill someone. A lot of people, they feel like they can't kill someone in that time frame, or they're just inexperienced in it, and I feel like maybe that first fight taught them that they can open up and kill something real quick.
And it looks like we're having some technical difficulties on the free-to-play side. It looks like one of the players has link deaded, so we'll have to wait on him.
Yeah, I'll have a quick. Hey guys, do you remember who Pizza or Tasty Treats fought first and who I think they won the first match, but do you remember who they fought against?
They just fought, so they fought Control Alt Cancel.
They only
Yeah,
fought
but
once,
that was
right?
their second.
They've only fought once.
Oh, they've only fought once. Okay.
Yes.
Correct.
Making sure I had the scores right. Okay. Good.
Glad that the scorekeeping is being done in such a formal
Professional
process.
obsession.
Yeah.
Yep, correct. I don't think Tasty Treats had any graders on their team, so Obelisk couldn't keep up with it. Gotcha.
I mean, so far we've seen that Pizza Party has far and away the best color scheme as well. They seem to have gone very, very all in on this event.
They look like a pizza party.
They do look like a pizza party. Cheese and
Yellow
pepperoni.
and red, cheese and pepperoni, yeah.
Some of the other groups have decided that it was, maybe not worth their time to be so synchronized, I guess. I can't think of a better word for it than synchronized. Maybe
Je ne sais
there,
quoi. I got you.
So this is the first technical issue we've had, and of course it's not on the events end, but I think that's quite good considering that there's a lot of moving parts of which we have very little central control.
Yep, I mean, it's online tournament, it's not local, it's not LAN, it's half of it's on the other people, half it's on us, so something's gonna happen eventually, and it did. So we're just waiting on it.
So what's going to be the high priority target for No Radar to focus? Are they going to have? They're going to have to focus that Thurg very heavily, but that could open them up to other classes.
Yeah.
Really.
Well, you don't want
can you
the
get to
Thurg
the
to go
Thurg?
free. Well, the Thurg's going to be kind of in the middle, I think, getting some pets out and also assisting. Also, a target that you can't let do whatever he wants is the Bard. If the Bard gets open and just totally destroys your whole group, especially for your caster groups, you have no reps, you're getting CC'd. That's bad. So you kind of gotta watch out for the Bard in the third. Also, you gotta keep an eye on the SM as well. It's hard. There's a lot of classes you need to interrupt, but they also need to interrupt some of your classes as well. So you have your own third,
Exactly.
you have your own Chanterment. So it goes both ways.
Yeah, I feel like the Chanter kind of has like the hardest role here. He's one of the only casters in the game that's limited to 1500 outside of his pet. I feel like he has to play almost the smartest on this team over here running the Chanter. He can't let his pet die that early like he did last fight. Hopefully he learned his lesson there that you can hold on to your pet. You don't send it in and die. I do this all the time. When you hold on to the pet and you wait till you have pressure in and you send the pet in, it's like it's triple its effectiveness. Like you can't just quick cast it down. Yeah.
Fundamentally, it's about creating some chaos, right? So you can capitalize on that, because that's a lot of, I think, of what strategy in Dark Age is creating an opening by taking groups off of their preferred game plan. And when the pets fly in like that without really any support, it's very easy for the other group to focus them down.
Yeah, I feel like it's almost a strategy to send the pet in, have people focus it down while maybe your Bard gets in or something like that, and kind of creates like not chaos, but kind of creates a target temporarily, and then you can just recast it real easy. I mean, you're an Enchanter anyways. You're not casting near sights, you're not casting amnesia, stuff like that, and you can kind of recast your pet because you can't do anything else. But at the same time, versus a Thurg, who's probably casting pressure out, and you have to recast the pet. Maybe you need a quick acid PBAE, clear pets, stuff like that. I feel like you have to hold on to your pet for at least a little bit as the Enchanter. You're not like a power alp setup.
Yeah. But this Chanter Mentalist, if they get an opening, and we were talking before the event that it's surprising how few Mentalists we see because it's such a potent class. But these guys, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Mentalists are up there in terms. They're like top 3 caster in the game in terms of DPS, utility. I mean, they can get a pet, they get nearsights, they get amnesias, you get demezes. I mean, if you're light, you have a better pet but lesser heals. If you're mentalism, you have better heals, lesser pet. Like you have baseline stat debuffs. It's just insane how much Ement brings to the table, and
not to mention War Guard and an effective.
Yeah, exactly.
ML
so you
line.
get free speedboard pretty much. I say free in parentheses. You get it free pretty much at 50. And then yeah, you have War Guard. Maybe versus tanker, you get a pet scare as well versus Thurgis. That's really key. If you can pet scare like 20 pets off people, it could be a fight changer.
Absolutely. And it looks like we're about ready to start here. No Radar is moving out, and I believe that Free to Play is also ready to roll. It looks like we have a few extra people watching the fights in person. All right, and here we go. And
we
the
have a
ropes are
warp
down,
already
and
down.
this fight is
Nope,
ready
that's
to
where
start.
that's where they're fighting. They're holding up.
Yep.
They ain't messing around this time.
Well, this fight could be very drawn out as to when it's actually going to start. So they're going to have to maintain control because their setups are, I don't want to say similar because they're at least the intent of their
classes,
setups is similar. Their intent of their setups is similar.
Mm-hmm.
And both groups are being very cautious. No one wants to commit yet. You can see the Bard for free-to-play is thinking about making a push.
Someone's got to make the move here, so it's up to whoever wants to be the man to say. This Enchanter group, you know, they got the warp down. Oh. Here they come.
Well, that's an early purge, it looks like. Very early purge.
All right, so there's a warp from each team down. They're Venn diagrammed right now to say.
Yeah, now they're using their pets to clear the warps and that, and free-to-play is just being very cautious, not overcommitting.
That's so smart. Yeah, that's so smart right now.
It is very smart. Yeah.
It's either forcing the warp or it's forcing an engage, and either or could be a benefit.
Yeah.
Very
It's almost
cautious.
you can't lose here. Yeah, this is.
Oh, well, hey, Babin, welcome back to the cast. Haven't heard you in a while,
Thanks,
and
sorry.
we're glad
Didn't
that
want to
you're with us
interrupt
again.
you.
Oh,
Well,
we talking
thank you.
over you? It's good though. We're late in the tournament. It's good that we're seeing caution from other teams instead of just full-out blitzes and just making like really stinky mistakes. And I think that each team has learned from their previous fights, like kind of how to play.
Yep, agreed.
So the Zealot
I
is
think you'll see a
actually
lot
on
more.
someone.
Oh, is it?
That Bard is in there. That Bard is
Yeah,
really
he
deep
is.
in there. This
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Near
this
sights are
could
out.
be very problematic. No, he's good. He's good. That was actually
He's
a
fine,
nice
he's
play.
fine.
It looks like they gave him some room.
Zealot's dead.
And the
Shannon pet dead.
It's thirds on thirds right now. I think the thirds
It is
just
thirds
have
on third.
just petted each other. The
this
air
is an
thirds
old
should win this
Mordred-like
trade.
battle.
Yeah, the air thirds should win just because of the nature of air pets.
And that third just is debuffed. He's debuffed, spirit debuffed, and
Oh, he's
actually
nuking.
capitalize
Oh, the air
on that.
thirds. Oh. Oh no,
They're
he
getting more
okay. He's
pets
back
out.
to casting.
BD pets
Oh,
are in.
oh, he's casting. I believe he's clearing pets right now.
The
Nope,
BD
he's
pets
getting
are
more out.
nuking pets.
Yeah, this
Right
is
now, BD
this
pets
is
on.
impressive. It's pet on
Oh,
pet
third
act.
dead.
Oh, third is dead.
Yeah. Third pushed up a little too far and got nuked by the other third.
Yeah, I don't
punished
know
by
why
hand.
he's pushed so far. I don't think he pushed. I don't think he ever moved, and that was a huge mistake.
They've maintained. They've got control now. Free to play has established control. The third just has been res, but he's in a very, very bad spot. And
Yeah,
he'll go
Thurg's
down
dead
again,
again.
actually.
Yep.
And they need to do something to regain
Their
some
third is
control
just
here.
nuking now. They
Yeah.
have complete control. They are.
They've pulled
they're
away.
just
They've
moving
pulled
on.
away from their third. This is a 5v4 now.
I don't believe they can recover from this.
I don't believe so either without their Thurgist. And yeah, this push is on. That caution that we saw from free to play is just, I think, really what's won them this fight. Is they're very, very, very cautious, no mistakes, waiting for an opening, waiting for their opponent. It's almost like a judo match where they're just trying to use their opponent's momentum against them, which they really have done.
I believe those BD pets were just ST'd, but they have come out and they're out of range of the ST. So they're just going ham again.
Yeah,
That
and there
looks
goes
like
the
a,
Bard.
Desperation
There goes
ST.
the Bard. Yeah. And
I
this
feel
one
like-
is all but over.
Yeah. I feel like no radar. The purple team was very composed at the beginning. They
They
were very
were.
cautious, just like free-to-play plays. However, once the fight really started, they kind of lost composure, broke down a little bit, whereas free-to-play remained, very composed. And
It
they
really
just-
looks like
the-
a couple people in their group tried to make something happen, and
Right.
free to play punished them for it.
Yeah. I do respect both teams' decision to kind of, respect each other almost in the beginning there. No one went bonsai. You sent in the safe bet to clear out the warp instead of running into it. And I feel like both teams kind of, were later in the tournament and they kind of respected each other. So it ended up being a good fight. And it was longer than the other ones. I don't feel like it was a stomp until you got one death and then it kind of snowballed.
Okay, our next fight's gonna be Pizza Party versus Mainland Champions.
So we're going to see that very formidable looking tank group again versus the winner of the very first fight. Two 1-0 teams will duke it out, and we'll see how that goes. See if Mainland Champions can do a better job of controlling and maintaining their composure against that tank blitz.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a completely different setup than I believe that Pizza Party fought before, right? It's kind of a hybrid setup compared to like almost a full caster.
Yeah,
I don't completely
they have a
remember the
Valk.
setup.
Yeah, they have a
Yep.
Valk. They
Chronic's
have
on Valk.
a champ. They have a champion too.
Correct.
Now the big worry I'd say for Mainland Champions is that champion getting trained down, because that's a very easy target if you're on a mauler.
Exactly. Yeah, the Mauler could completely annihilate that guy with his anytime proccing melee styles, and the Mauler doesn't really have to worry about getting nuked down or anything like that because he can live through it. So that champ, I feel like it's almost up to the champ here to kind of play smart, get the debuffs out on the right people, and just pop the correct abilities when he needs to and not die. He needs to purge stuns if he's going to get trained down in them. A lot of people get greedy. They only purge roots, they only purge metas. They don't understand that you can get, especially with the rank 11 Mauler, because everyone's rank 11 here.
Yeah.
I have no idea what those Mauler's realm abilities are, but he can really go hard on them.
Yeah,
and it catches
there's
people
really
off guard
not
all
much.
the time.
There's not much you can do about a mauler that's on you. They're almost immune to CC. They can't be nuked away because of their damage shield, rank 5. They're that unbreakable root or incastable root, as some people like to call it.
Yeah, it's unbreakable. They have one that's unbreakable even through damage. A lot of casters get hit by that. They have to mock through it because they're gonna die.
Yes,
if they don't have
something
a
you have to purge.
Yeah, or purge. Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. These are actually two kind of similar setups, ideal-wise. They're both kind of push setups. However, I think the lose group may have to pull. I don't know if the champ's bodyguard spec or not. He might be Banelord, or he might be Battlemaster. For this fight, it'd be better for him to be Battlemaster.
Yes, I
so
agree.
then they can kind of circle fight it.
They're going to have a very hard time keeping this BD alive.
Can you res me?
Where are you? Have it to me earlier too.
The key is they're going to have to be very on top of peels, and they're going to have to use any window they get from Pizza Party to their fullest advantage. Otherwise, this is going to be very difficult for them.
I just think they're kind of short on overall damage.
Yes.
The Lu group. The good thing is they have 2 pins, 2 slams, so the Mauler can be peeled easily. That's its one downfall. I think is getting peeled by melee.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the champ could actually. Exactly. Yeah, I think the Mauler could be taken care of by the. Like, I feel like the Mauler champ battle could happen here. It could decide on who plays, who decides to do what. The champ, I feel, could peel the Mauler, and the Mauler could kill the champ, right?
Right. Good thing is the champ debuffs, that kind of hurts the Mauler a lot as well. Mm-hmm. If he focuses his debuffs on the Mauler, that takes a lot of the damage away from him, makes it a lot more manageable. Still, there's no PBT, so there's nothing to like really stop it, but at least he'll slow it down.
Yeah. The Dex Quick and the haste buff on the Mauler is going to really hinder his ability, because most of the damage comes from the second style in the fist wrap line.
Right.
So if you can kind of hinder that, avoid it, block it, parry it, just slow it down completely and get heals in between it, it should nullify the Mauler's kill potential.
What have you guys thought about the fight locations?
I think they're really cool. I think
they're great.
A little bit nostalgic. People probably haven't fought here in ages, and whoops.
And this fight is going. We got ported a bit of a technical blood.
Kuji is Mez, but
Kuji
got debuffed as well.
BD pet.
Yeah, Kuji's sexy buffed in Mez.
The BD pet is going to be an interesting element for the Pizza Party.
Oh wow, Champ purged a slam. And now he looks to be killing Kuji. He bobbed on Kuji, ST Kuji. Kuji's just going to grapple him, I think, if he needs to. He's still snared, so he can just run away.
The Bard is free now, though. The Bard is free.
Yeah, Risky has the BD pets on him. Risky has the BD pets on him.
Well, he got free for a second. The BD is back in, and they're actually ignoring the BD, and I don't really understand that. Yeah, he's pushing in, it looks like.
Yeah, the BD is going to be a problem. Okay, BD got rooted. The
Valk is coming into the fight now. And he has just M3 read the pets away, and he'll actually get on the BD.
Pith decides to
this-
break the root on the BD and
He could very well
try to
kill
kill
it.
him.
He could very well kill it.
Yeah. Lou is in trouble here.
Yep.
He's getting heals.
And the
getting
BD pet is mezzed out, and the Mauler is on the board. This is gonna hurt for backwards.
Okay,
Risky
one
is
combo
free
down.
as well.
Oh yeah, the Mauler got Zephyr.
Oh, nice
The Mauler got Zephyr off the bard.
Very smart Zephyr.
I agree.
Yeah, you almost
He
have
was
to
CL
use it.
nuking.
Yeah, you almost have to.
Could you
He's
CL
got
nuking the
space now,
bard?
though. He's gonna demez the pet too. Very smart play.
The BD
Good
pets
job,
are
Bear.
back in the fight. Are they still on the bard though? Is the question. Or did he swap?
No, they're back on the
It's
bar.
hard to
They're
tell.
back on the bar. And Risky's
Oh,
going
yep.
down, actually. Risky's going down.
Yeah.
This is looking
This is a
quite
good fight.
good for mainland
This is
champions.
very good.
too.
Yeah,
Feels like
Risky's
Chronic
still
is
alive.
rooted. Chronic is rooted, but
The
he's still interrupting. He's still doing his job.
Well, that's rooting a Valk
got
in this
peeled?
fight. I mean, there's still so
no,
much
he
he
was
can
just
do.
peeled, I believe. He just got
Yeah.
snared.
Look
by
at mainland's.
The Valk-
Look at mainland support. Very free. Now the bard's covered by the
Very
Mauler.
free. The Bard is covered by
Okay,
the
the-
Mauler, and the Bard is Risky had one
The
opening
Valk is
there,
back
but
in the
he's-
fight. The Valk
Looks
is
like
back in
Mauler's
the
CC'd.
fight.
Wow. And the Armsman is going back. He's off the BD. That BD is free.
No,
They have to cover that
Mauler's
BD.
back. Mauler's back.
Risky's at 12%. Risky's at 12. Oh, Risky got healed. Wow. Bone Dancer almost killed Risky.
We're in the way here. Yeah, they did.
Okay, the Mauler is rooted now. The Mauler is rooted. He's coming out
And I
already though. He's already moving.
Yeah. I have
Vegemite
to
has
say,
good
there's
He can't
space.
be peeled now. He can't be peeled. He can't be peeled. The Mauler is
Nope.
coming in. Oh,
But
he
the
can
Warden,
Yeah,
still-
they're
but
focusing on the
mainland-
Warden.
Mainland support is super free. Look at
Yeah,
them. They're just on the
yeah.
perimeter of the fight.
Kuji's at half life. He's
Kuji's almost
he's
dead.
getting
Kuji
up.
41.
Oh,
Pizza Party has done a lackluster job of controlling the
Valk's going to Warden. Valk's going to Warden.
yeah. Valk is
Arms-
trying to train the Warden.
Armsman is bodyguarding Warden, protecting him.
Risky
Okay.
Milk still has pets. The BD is nuking Risky. Risky is in
Oh,
trouble
good.
here.
Valk is successfully
Wow,
interrupting.
he's going
slamming
down.
in.
Warden mocked. Warden mocked.
Kuji mocked. Yeah, Kuji mocked. BD Pat ammo
Risky
9.
is
BD
dead.
pet going down,
Risky
BD pet
is
going down.
dead. Risky
Wow,
is dead.
wow.
The Bard is
Risky
dead.
is dead.
Dead there.
Risky.
Warden mocked.
That's a
Valk
res,
is free.
they've
Valk
res.
is free. Valk. Oh, he got interrupted. He got interrupted. The Warden.
Great
the Warden
job
is
by
trying
the
to get back
Bard on
the
the
Bard.
periphery here.
Mauler has stunned backwards. He has stunned
This
Vegemite.
Druid has just been untouched for the entire fight. So
Backwards
they've done a
taking decent
fantastic
damage.
Job. Yeah.
Yeah, the support in this mainland group are doing very, very well.
And Risky's dead again. That is a second
Wow, we got
death. That's by
Zopets.
the Bard. Zopet's
Wow.
on the Druid.
Hackshap trying to peel the Valk, but the Valk is just free. He's going ham. He's on the Warden, and the Arms is trying to peel him. That's two people out of the 5v5.
Risky's back in
Risky's
the
at
fight.
26. Hasn't gotten a heal since he's been res.
He's dead. He's been dead twice.
He's
and
gonna
he's
die
dead.
dead.
A
Wow.
Third time. Third time dead.
Oh
on
my
Risky
god.
Milk.
Risky Milk down 3 times.
And we are seeing that Cinderella story that we talked about. I think we're
Yes,
seeing it
yes.
unfold before our very
I
eyes.
called Vegemite crew in the beginning.
You
the
did. You called
sleeper
this
did.
the dark horse.
The Dark
Yeah.
Horse.
And they are putting...
Mauler's going though. Like you leave that Mauler free, and he's gonna change the fight.
The pets are on it. The pets are on it. He's getting
Oh
snared.
no, the BD pets. Yeah, he swapped. He passed them. He passes the BD pets. That's good.
Kuji might die to these BD pets. Kuji might die to these BD pets. He's at
Vegemite might
27.
go down on Bard right here.
He's
One
got
more
face
hit.
shift up.
Oh, he got.
Oh,
is that-
he's dead.
Oh, Vegemite down. Vegemite
Oh,
down
wow.
on Bard.
Yeah,
Mainland's
Vegemite down
Bard
on
is
Bard.
down.
Risky Milk is going to be down too. though.
Risky's-
Risky Milk
Risky's
is down
dead.
too.
And
Risky
Kuji's
dead.
almost dead as well.
Mainland
Kuji's
gets
down
the
to BD
Bard
pet.
up, and I think they win. If they get the Bard up, I think they win.
Yeah, I think
Kuji's
that's
at 31,
right.
27. Kuji at 27. If BD is open to nuke.
Sifu looks like he's mezzed out over here in the back.
And Pith is going to die. Pith is dead on the Valk too, and this is going to be.
Oh,
this is
no.
looking excellent.
Chronic
for
slam by the
mainland
arms. That's a
champion.
9-second slam. That's an arms. He's peeled out. The arms is gonna try to kill the Valk.
No, the Druid is
Oh.
back in the fight.
He-
Druid is back in the fight,
Oh,
and
yep,
they will
he's getting
res
healed.
backwards.
Oh,
They
the
will
Valk
res
might go down.
backwards.
Chronic down. Chronic down.
Chronic down.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
this may
Mainland's
be a
down, he's
win
down.
for. It looks like
Backwards.
Oh, there's good CC, good CC.
Backwards is back in the fight. Backwards is back in the fight, and
This
they
is-
still have
this
not
is
res
anyone's
their
fight right
bar.
now.
Issue is
This is
The arms
issue
are
is-
still going ham
it's-
though. The
it's
Mauler
4v3
arms are
right now.
free.
It's
Yep.
4v3.
Lou is dead on
Looks
the
like-
beat on the.
Backwards is going down again. Backwards
Looks like
got some
Pizza Party's
space.
pulling through right now.
Pith is going to res as well. The Druid is down, and I think they might have just flipped the switch here. And
Yes, I think
Wow,
wow,
that
that
is
was a
crazy.
great comeback.
that was
that
a
is great.
fantastic fight.
I feel like the arms wasn't touched at all that fight. I felt like he could have been peeled a few times, and he just kind of went ham.
Yeah, the Mauler, that was just very, very excellent play by Quell on the Mauler there. I'd say TSN turning point when he went and killed that backwards bard. Very, very heads up play
Mahogany,
by the
man.
Mauler. Very, very heads up play. Because that was, for not having PPT, they did an excellent job.
Yeah. Can we get a kill count on Risky that fight, or was it just too high to count? I think it was at least 3 times. It may have been 4, to be honest. You got kind of crazy there at the end. Yeah, that was a really good recovery. I believe it was 4v3 at
Wow.
one point, and Pizza Party recovered.
Let me put that score in. Wow, that was crazy.
I think
Figure
that
out
was
who
the
the
best fight
next-
we've had so far.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Showing the power of the Mauler, I don't think anyone besides Pizza Party really kind of thought about the Mauler in a small man setup, right? Everyone kind of underestimated it, or just didn't even think about it at all. Can you hear my cat?
So the next fight's going to be against the Cosmic Ragondin, I guess, or the French team with Chuki versus Kerry Nordic.
Uh-oh. Can Nordic be carried is the question. So this Cosmic team, I believe, is that a half German, half French team?
I don't know. I think it's majority French. However, Kerry Nordic is German, French, American, or German, sorry, American. And what is he from? Norway, Denmark?
That's the true
Sure.
melting pot of a team.
Yes.
And we're going to see Kerry Nordic versus Cosmic here. And we'll see if Kerry Nordic can recover from what was, in essence, a trouncing in their first fight. We're seeing mainland champions? No, mainland champions versus Pizza Party was last fight. Now we're going to see Kerry Nordic and Cosmic. Am I reading that correctly, Obi?
Correct.
Okay.
Kerry Nordic versus Cosmic. Sorry, it's Cosmic, Ragondin, and the Chosen Ones, their full team name.
That's a
Quite
great
the
team name.
name.
Well,
Yeah.
hopefully we'll
I
get
like
an
that.
explanation as to where that came from.
Came from outer space, of course.
Yeah.
They're aliens.
Oh, I shortened it for the purpose of the stream. I hope that's okay.
I don't think so. I think they're very mad about it.
Yeah.
No, I'm
getting
really
PMs
sorry.
right now, Beeben, to remove you as community manager due to this outrage.
Well, once
I
again,
can
Kerry
try
Nordic
for
will
this.
feature a very interesting setup. We'll see how it does. It seems like it's some potency on paper, but they're going to have a BD, a Sorcerer, a Valkyrie, a Minstrel, and a Healer. And of course that will go against the French setup, which is very similar to what we've seen before, with the Smite Cleric in place of the Druid, also assisting with that Spirit Nuke. So we're going to see that Air Thurgist, the Spirit Master, and Bone Dancer along with a Bard. Team Kerry Nordic had a very difficult time with the Thurgist in their first fight, so we'll see if they've made any tactical adjustments to compensate for them being essentially run over by Thurgist pets. What do you think that they would have done, Obi, in order to make that adjustment?
Oh, sorry, I was actually doing some tournament stuff. I wasn't listening. I was focusing elsewhere. What was the question again, quickly?
Well, I was saying that Kerry Nordic had a very difficult time in controlling the Thurgist first fight. What adjustments do you think they would have made in this fight?
Man,
Because they're fighting largely the same setup.
Yeah, very similar group. Like I said, similar to the first fight they were featured in. I think that the French group, Chuki's group, is just a little bit better setup-wise. You just have to make sure that Thurgist gets locked down, I think, or else you just get overwhelmed with air pets. Maybe that's a good target for the BD. pets. Um, it just all depends on how well they get their push going. Nordic's team, they have a minstrel, they have a Valk as well, right? Is that what Fragment is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they have the potential to push well. However, they just need to make sure they don't get destroyed. Their backline doesn't get destroyed by the Bard and the Thurgis.
And that's, I mean, how do you do that though? How do you prevent your backline from being run over by classes that are so effective? And because a Bard is largely self-sufficient, you know, it can
Right.
handle that two or three people itself very easily. So what would you do in this situation?
It's very hard. You have to keep the Bard interrupted. You're trying to push them very hard with this group, I think, and you hope you get a very good push to make them extend. I think
Right.
if you can get a good debuff route on the Bard and push away from him, make sure no one gets caught by a route from him when you root him.
Yeah.
But at a good time, root him, keep him interrupted while you pull away, and then leave him there for a long period of time. The issue is, a good player will save his purge for that if he can.
Yes.
So then once you debuff for him, he'll just purge out of it. The good thing is, though, you have a Sork, so you can Icar reroute him if you have to, if you can.
Yes.
So
One thing
I
we haven't
think a
talked
good
about
idea for them. Go ahead.
is the minstrel having this insta-stun to catch stuff for a kill potential, because this group could kill very quickly if they get a debuff, and the Sork nukes, they'll kill a target from Cosmic in 3 or 4 nukes if they can get a debuff.
Yeah, they just have to stay free enough, long enough. The insta stun is
Yeah.
great. The BD with the insta body debuff, he doesn't even have to be open to debuff for the Sork. That's a great, great thing about this setup. So if that Sork can get open at a good point, where the minstrel locks down the heals, you know, we could see a kill from them.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, I do enjoy the BD debuffing for the Sork. It only requires one person to be open, and it doesn't require a quick cast on the Cab's part to, which could be a root, or it could be a quick cast pet or something like that. In exchange for that, because a lot of people who play Cap, they understand that you kind of got a quick cast debuff and stuff like that. I feel like the BD applies so much more pressure, which a lot of these fights are coming down to. As we saw in the last fight, it was crazy.
One thing Nordics has to be very careful of, though, is on their push, not, you know, that BD will debuff root out someone, and those the body debuff roots, you know, they last a very, very long time. So he has to be careful about, you know, their team getting CC'd while they're pushing.
Right.
And be careful there. You don't want to push with, you know, say your.
And this fight
your
is going to
Bard.
start. Looks like we're going to have a little bit of a taunt battle from the BDs. They're going to get in now. Those air pets already coming out, and the minstrel, and they have to clear these to push. So you have to make it.
It looks like they're pushing without clearing.
No, they are pushing.
Yep.
Right?
The Bard's not
That's
even
a
waiting
sauce.
for a.
They sauced in.
Yeah.
Looks like we have an
Oh, wow,
Really
wow,
down.
wow, wow,
Oh,
dead.
wow,
Yeah.
wow.
Dead Bard.
And
Wow,
you
that
see
was great.
You see that killing potential that we talked about.
I think TME may have LD'd there. He had no life while he was still alive.
Yeah, he
Because his
LD'd.
time
He
was
LD'd. He LD'd. You're right.
Yeah. He was just standing there getting nuked down. There was nothing coming out from him.
Are we stopping for LDs or?
Yeah, rules are
That was
LDs is kind of tough luck.
Is it?
Okay.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I guess it's up to the other teams to kind of respect it or not. Yep. I mean, keep fighting. Keep fighting.
Keep fighting.
It sucks. I mean, that's the rule.
Okay. Well, so they pulled off. Well, let's have a bit of a gentlemanly.
Well, it
Yeah,
looks like they're
it's-
re-engaging.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a tough one to swallow for Cosmic. It's,
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
very
mean,
rough on
these
their
air
part.
pets. Yeah.
sometimes that's
Those are gonna
just
be enough.
life, and it looks like they might pushed over here.
Yeah.
And it's,
Yeah. It's like having a
Yeah, we looked at it.
class,
A tournament, a tournament like this, you can't really. I don't know. There's people with connection problems. It sucks for them. It's very sad, but you know, it has to keep going. It's all part of it.
yeah.
You know,
and
we
of
hope
course
we don't have connection issues, but
You never
Yeah,
want
I
to
mean,
assume
if
it,
you-
but people could use the LD gentleman's agreement to their advantage if the fight
Right,
runs
exactly.
out
Exactly.
poorly.
most online tournaments, even for other games, are LD. It's the same rule.
Well,
you
it looks
can
like
usually have a
Team
pause,
Nordic is going to have
but-
one win with an asterisk beside it, but that is one win for them.
Yep.
So they're back in it after a very rough start. They will have that asterisk win.
Yeah, the
Which
frog
is-
and
which is too
DDoS
bad.
is real.
because I was really looking forward to seeing how they would handle that setup.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like to be a good fight there, and then you know, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. You know, it's like having someone resist a nuke at 10%. Sometimes
Yep.
you get an LD.
Yeah.
Definitely
Alright.
both formidable teams though, and it would have been a good fight. So
Yeah, it would have been a good fight, I think. So that was a tough
And the
one
next
there.
fight, it looks
let me-
like we're going to see Tasty Treats versus Paul Emploi, which we'll
Yeah,
see
let
how
me go
Tasty Treats
and
does
get those
again.
guys set up. I've sent PMs to both the leaders. They'll PM me when they're ready. We can get them ported over.
Excellent. And I just want to remind everybody, we're going to have a couple folks join us after the preliminary round and talk about the fights. So stay tuned for that. That'll be a lot of fun. I know Hend from Free to Play has already agreed to join us, and I think we can get a couple others too, because there have been some fantastic fights.
Yeah, I'm sure Kuji, Rissima, one of those guys wouldn't mind coming. I can get Lou in here to talk about that great fight. Maybe we can get
That was
Kuj
a great
and
fight.
Lou to discuss it. It was very
Yeah.
cool.
Definitely the best fight of the tournament so far.
oh, the pizza party one
Yeah,
versus mainland.
without question, the best fight of the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's saying it was the best fight. It was in all honesty, I chalked it up to mainland pulling it
I
through,
did too.
and then pizza party. They did
Wow.
something. They casted some voodoo magic and they pulled through.
Yeah, that was
They got the reses out.
remarkable. Yeah, they did. I wonder if mainland got a little excited and focused really on pounding in the last nail rather than maintaining some control resers.
I think what Lou PM'd me, he said he thought the warden was dead when the warden was at 0%, so he stopped nuking him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Just to bring that actually happened to me the other day in a fight. I dropped to 0% from a savage and he pulled off, and that 1 to 2 seconds was enough for me to get a heal.
Right.
And it sucked for him. I had
Yeah.
1 HP left probably, and
You know, when you're focused so much on other aspects of the fight, like panning, looking around, seeing what's going on, and you just look at your damage meter, your
bar.
opponent's health, yeah, and you're not even looking at them, and you just go ahead and see 0% and trust that they're dead. It's tough.
So this will be
Yeah.
interesting because Paul Emploi has a berserker in it, which we haven't seen a lot of, but that's a class that can really devastate a Kabbalist. There's really no way of getting
yeah,
away
I think
from
they're
it.
the only ones running a Zerker, right?
Yeah,
saw them earlier.
And if he gets free and he Vendos in charge, I don't know what Tasty Treats really does against that.
Yeah, like the Cab is one of the only casters in the game that does not have a defensive rank 5. Most other casters have some form of defensive. Sork has SOI, Thurg has, the stun. Cab is more offensive with the pet being CC immune. So if that Zerker gets free on him, he can really demolish him.
Yeah, I agree. And the Shaman, we'll see how the Shaman can do against this too. I don't know how effective he's going to be with the Cab pet likely stuck to him, or the Druid pet. If he can get in there with the BA Instant Disease, I suppose that can provide some support for his Zerker. But I don't know how the Shaman is going to do.
I feel like
One
the
of
Shaman,
the groups could kill this pet, I'd be very happy. Thank you.
Yeah, I feel like this mid setup is more about pressure. Maybe send the Shaman in, get some roots in his free time. But yeah, I think it's mainly about the disease, as you said.
Yeah.
He can melee the Cab, so he can't nuke stuff down. Melee the Sork. It's really hard to say how the it's so his other people can get free, so the Zork can blast someone. It's interesting to say the least to see how the Shaman goes.
I wonder if
the
they'll
Shaman
send the
offers
Armsman in too, or if they'll keep him in the back.
to peel the Valk.
Yeah, and the pets maybe help out a little bit with that.
Yeah, I feel like
It'll depend
maybe
on
you
how
keep the
good they
Armsman
are
in the
with
back.
CC. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you can keep the Armsman in the back early on, slam the Valk. If the Valk purges, that's that. You can't really BG versus a Valk. The Valk can just pulse cone. And if he's already been slammed, you can't really do too much. I feel like you're more effective sending the Armsman in. After like maybe a snare on the Valk, and then It's hard to say. It just depends on who plays more aggressive. You could always keep the
I
Valk
agree.
back too. I mean,
You
the
could
other
keep
team
the
can keep the
Valk
Valk back.
Yeah. That actually is a very good point. And will that Valk stay in the back and peel? Because Valk is a very, despite not having BG, can be a very formidable peeler.
He can pin. He can pin through snare immunity too. Like if they root and they need some of the Valk back, he can pin, he can heal, he can war guard even.
And make the
it's hard to say.
transition into interrupts very quickly with his cones.
I'm in the
He
middle of
can
this
just turn
fight. I
around.
apologize.
Yeah, me too. I didn't know where they were intending to fight, so.
Yeah, sorry.
This is a difficult one for your humble narrators, because of the aggro that bookends.
We can't
the
even pay
fight.
attention, not even fighting. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
Let alone the pressure on these other guys.
Yeah. So this is gonna go in, and we're gonna see pets come out right away.
Yeah, the SM's holding on to his, which is good, but it looks like he ML9'd it. It lasts, I think, 3 minutes in RVR plus duration, right?
Yes, I believe that's correct.
So it should be
That's
long
going
enough
in
is what I'm
now.
getting at.
But
Okay,
going
yeah,
in
there it
now,
goes.
that's-
Oh,
Nope,
he pulled it
that's
back because there's no pressure. Yeah,
He's trying
he
to
pulled
bait
it back.
out. Yeah.
The cab is free. The cab can probably 3-4 shot that if he's free.
Yeah. And the armsman or the Zerker took a.
Oh,
fair
the
amount
pet's
of
dead.
damage
The
there.
pet's gone. I don't know why he sent it
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
And
that's a
now the
mistake.
Valk gets to go in for free pretty much.
And that Zerker is. Oh, that Zerker is in a lot of trouble, and he's gonna come out. He needs that Shaman up there with him. They have to have some help.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
both
I feel like
Zerker-
the Shaman almost has to play melee here.
It
Cab
does,
getting
you're
roots here
absolutely-
looks like. Yeah, he rooted the SM pet.
Shaman is
He's
rebuffing.
getting near sights.
So nice. And that's the healer is stopped dead in his tracks there. He's got that
He's
druid
slammed.
pet. They gotta get that guy.
Okay, it looks like the.
Drip pet dead.
Armsman has killed that druid pet, and the Armsman's actually gonna go in now, like we talked
It looks
about.
like Zopets are out on the cab, so cab has. Okay, the Valk is clearing them. It looks like the Valk cleared them. Cab has no AoE clear, so Zopets
That
are very
Sork is gonna be
effective.
very free, and that Sork is free, and that could
Yep,
be, or the Cabalist
it looks like
rather.
the Sham is on him right now.
Shaman
Shaman
is
getting
on
shears
him,
out,
and
yeah.
he's shearing
Yeah.
them. Very nice shears. That Armsman is gonna be actually a major issue for them. I don't know what their plan is for getting rid of that. And the healer's coming into melee. That's a very smart play. With that
Yeah,
rank
so the
5
cab pet is
Cabalist
actually on the
him.
healer, and the healer's meleeing. I feel like he could put the cab pet on someone else, and the healer may not notice. Like maybe even the Valk. The Valk is staying back, like we were talking about here. The Valk is just healing right now because the healer has to push up. Cab is nope, he's interrupted.
Yeah, Cab's routed by healer. Healer's pushing well.
Yeah,
Cab
I
is
really feel like
erupted by healer.
the cab should pull the pet off the healer right now.
Well, this is just
And
this
yeah,
is looking bad for Tasty Treats because this is an opportunity for that Zerker to
Okay,
really
the
get
healer
in
did
there
get
on
disease
somebody.
though, so the cab is going to get distance. He pulls back to his he's circle running right now after.
Oh,
the
looks like
healer got
Valk's back.
disease.
Valk's on healer. Oh, Cab's gonna be free.
Yep, the cab free.
Healer rank 5. Healer rank 5.
Oh, that's the cab
There's a-
actually got interrupted, so that's a waste on the healer rank 5. He wasted it.
Yeah, this is a.
But
this
oh,
both
okay, it
their-
does last
both
a
the
long time.
casters
He
are
mocked,
free.
It's still
he
up for
mocked.
about a minute.
Yeah.
Healer mocked. Healer mocked. AC is mocked right now.
The Bone
Sork is
Dancer's coming in.
free?
The Bone Dancer is clearing that pet, or he's trying to.
The
anyway.
cab got slammed, or sorry, the Valk got slammed, but not peeled though. So
That
once he
cab
comes out of
pet
that,
Looks like
very
Zerker's
low
taking
damage.
nukes, so Zerker taking a lot of damage. Zerker dead.
Yeah.
he rank 5.
Zerker is
Okay, he
dead.
died. He died with rank
No,
5
dead.
down.
Yeah.
I wonder if all his Bane Lords were down.
He
So the
Bane
Bone
Lorded
Dancer's
right
coming
before he
into
died.
The fight though, or the Spirit Master
Wow.
rather, is coming into the fight.
The Sork is looking real free right now. Sork is looking real free. Storm Shield is peeled.
Yeah, Sork and Cab are very free. Their whole backline's open.
Right, the Sham is rebuffing
Looks
right
like
now.
Zerker's the target. Zerker is.
Zerker is gonna go down again. Zerker is dead, and he'll go down
Wow, the Sham was even healing him, and he still went down.
again. Yeah.
Yeah, healer's
yeah,
next.
That's a lot of damage.
Healer's
Healer
not
is...
good.
Healer's-
Yeah, he pulled out.
Okay.
It looks like his. Okay, was his rank 5 still up, or did he just get out of range?
No, he got out of range.
The
Okay,
issue, this
Storm
Valk
Shield
is
is
Looks like the
very-
healer's. Yeah, Sork is or Cab's going for healer again. They're
Yeah,
pushing around the
Mez
right
is
side of
gonna
the
die
fight.
now.
That's that.
A good mez on
Sork
Cab.
up
Good
the
mez on
DP.
Cab.
Good mez on Cab.
got
I think it's a
instant
little
demez,
too
though.
late.
Yeah.
This healer needs to get up right now.
Yeah,
This
well,
healer
it's,
needs to-
I don't-
Okay.
it's
The
a
Bone
5v3
Dancer
at
looks
this
to be
point.
dead. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
and that looks like it's over.
Yeah,
I
the
just don't
Capet-
know that the Shaman offers them enough utility to justify its place.
I agree. I don't believe a Shaman belongs in this setup, especially since that he's not bringing any resist to this setup. Matter
Yep.
Heat Cold versus Body Train is not doing anything. He's
Yeah.
rebus and he's diseases. He was even healing that Zerk through nukes and he could not keep him up.
No, you can't heal that much on a shaman unless you spec it a very bizarre way.
Yeah,
that,
if he was a second
like-
healer or really anything else, I feel like it would have done a lot more work there. I feel like they plan to go up against a lot of light ments, which I believe to be a lot in this tournament, and there ended up not being.
I figured there'd be a lot of
genuinely expect
mentalism mints.
Well,
I
that
figured
too,
you'd have
yeah.
the SMs energy debuffing also, doing an energy spirit debuff on their targets, and you'd have like Thurg, SM, mentalism mint trains, and you get
Yeah.
so much utility from the mentalism mint.
Yeah, I feel like the cab is doing a lot more work than I really expected. I feel like I was saying earlier, I feel like the BD almost brings more utility along with the debuff, and a lot of people don't run high spirit resist outside of maybe like 1 or 2 groups that you can still do decent damage with your nukes.
Okay, our next fight's going to be free to play, please, versus the Cosmic people. 2 French teams, 2 friends. It'll be an interesting fight to see.
Bragging rights for ages to come, boys.
Yes. So and 2 very similar setups too. So it'll be nice to see
Do
who
you think
comes out
that
top
certain
skill wise.
regions? Do you think certain regions tend to run certain setups more synonymously than like? Do you think like U.S. runs like, I don't know, just to throw out ideas, like more heavy, tank heavy, and then like maybe European tend to run more caster heavy, or do you think it's just kind of been like homogenized across the regions
Well,
because of
European groups
I mean-
have seemed to run more hybrid type setups, where American groups are often more tank focused. Though I don't know if that.
You get the American groups that either go full tank or full caster. It seems that's their preference. However, over time, like Joel said, the European groups like to do a little bit of hybrid.
Yeah, I feel like
in
kind
this
of hybrid
tournament-
is becoming more prevalent and just becoming more played more often. You do see on mainland though, you do kind of see more tank heavy, just because it's a little bit more forgiving on mainland. I feel. But
Well,
yeah.
a hybrid group setup requires a lot of communication and synergy that can be difficult if you're inviting different people.
Yeah,
every night.
exactly. Yeah, that's kind of why I bring up the point of mainland. It's just tanks. You just, as long as you have like a little bit of rank on it, you can kind of just fly in and just stick to someone that's killable or support or something like that. Meanwhile, hybrid I feel is stronger overall, but it does require a lot more communication. Probably not even voice communication, just playing together with people, knowing where they're going to be in a fight, and just kind of, pulling back or pulling enough or circle fighting and stuff like that maybe you couldn't just pull through in a pug.
Agreed. Alright, so as before, we have our free-to-play team that will feature that very, very nasty BD SM Thurgis combination with the Bard and Druid putting up the support leg. And they'll go against a setup that's remarkably similar to theirs, which of course had a very unfortunate Link dead in their last fight, and essentially forfeited the match to carry Nordic. And they're going to have very much the same setup, just with a Smite Cleric in there too, who can hop on the train. So this will be very interesting. It'll really come down to execution.
Yeah, how do you guys feel about the Smite Cleric bringing more damage rather than utility, especially in a tournament that bans max Supremacy pots, which are max buffs? Like, do you feel it's the right
Interesting.
choice, or do you feel like you should just go more traditional cleric?
It's interesting. I think it's a really cool idea that they're trying it, and I don't know exactly what spec he is. I'm assuming he still has some fears, although I didn't really see him do that last fight. But the ability to just add that extra bit of DPS, considering you have a Thurgis and BD pet to kind of control the fight, I think that's a really neat idea.
Yeah, also I think at rank 11, maybe the cleric is damage passives, and just the baseline Smite Nuke is doing enough with the debuff that it's enough to finish people off. So it's yeah, I agree. It's very interesting. It's kind of thinking a little bit outside of the box. When you run small man, I feel like Smite Cleric is the better choice. When you're running like
Right.
3 to 4 in live servers, and they kind of brought that logic here, and it seems to be working, I guess. So I'm interested in how it
Well, you saw the
fares in
that
this.
fight. that last fight that that cleric did essentially solo one of the I believe it was the Enchanter actually. He pretty well soloed.
Yeah, I think it was Shaman.
Yeah. I mean, that group had no spirit resist, right? They didn't have a warden. They just had a druid, I believe. And you're rank 11, like I said, like you get a little bit of especially if you're templated pierce and magic damage and all that, which, you know, honestly we don't know just by looking at these guys, but he could be damage passes if he could not. Yeah, I mean, he could be just regular cleric spec and just hitting for like 300 a nuke plus crits and just soloing stuff in a stun. I mean, that stun is baseline, and with duration, it's gonna last on a caster to kill them if they don't get heals. So it's very interesting.
I think we're going to have a bit of a standoff at the start of this fight. Groups kind of feel each other out. It's a bit like a boxing match for the first couple rounds. It's not a lot of heavy shots thrown. You're just trying to soften your opponent a bit to make them.
Yeah, I think pet control is going to be really huge here between the BDs. Like we've seen in the last few fights, I pointed out that you kind of just kamikaze them and it doesn't work out.
No, it's a huge resource in 5v5 because those pets are essentially another person that can interrupt passively. So
yeah.
Oh, we're about to start here, and will be as
looks like
predicted.
The taunts between the BDs again.
Very, very passive, and they're going to try to kill that warp with pets. So no, those are going to go on the Bard, and those are going to be cleared very quickly.
Okay, oh no, he's pulling back the BD pets. I don't know if that was lag or he just got a little frisky there.
The third just has the BD pets on him, and the BD pets from free play, now they're being sent in, and it looks like they will be on the Bard. Chuki's got an air pet on him. We'll see how he deals with that.
Yeah, 2 air pets. He's got another one.
His pet's out by Ilial. And
he's
free.
meleeing.
That Thurgis is free. Thurgis is very, very free. This could be a very big problem.
Yeah, Thurg's not casting though. Thurg's Repted.
For Cosmic.
I think Thurg has BD pets and BD like focusing on him a little bit right now.
Yep. And this is very
Bard seems to be getting some CC.
Yeah.
Bard's pet now. Bard's pet.
Bard's pet now. He's taking a lot of damage. He's taking a lot of damage.
Debuff nukes
Could
are
Bard
out.
die?
Debuff nukes are out.
Oh no,
BD pets are dead.
Oh, BD pet's dead. BD pets for Cosmic dead.
Yep.
This is going to open this Thurgis up a lot. BD's going to have to focus on recasting the pets.
A lot.
While,
the Bard is... They've instantly moved.
Bard's focusing on Thurg.
That Bard.
Nope, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, alright, taunt's coming to Thurg. Pet's out on Bard though. There is CC on the BD and his pet, so BD just purged demez.
BD pet has been demezed, and he will push in now.
The
Cosmic Surg's
free.
The one thing about running the Aug Healer is the ability to clear those air pets a lot easier than they would have with that Cleric, with the Confuse.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
And it looks like that's what he's doing. He's not even attempting to CC. He's just standing back and confusing pets. If you look at him, look how passive he is.
Right.
Now he's forward a little bit, but that's just a heal. But
oh my god,
the air Thurg is free. Oh,
the air
Thurg got interrupted.
Free, yes.
I mean, he has about 10 pets out, it looks like, so interrupting him at this point is not
locking
huge.
Down the BD, yeah. And the Cleric has really not been able to do much other than heal because of the pressure.
Yep, air Thurg is free again. I'm pretty sure he's maxed on pets almost. They're all over the Bard. He has like 3 on him, it looks like.
Yeah.
Plus the SM pet.
They have to get some pressure on this backline of free to play, otherwise this is going to be very.
Oh, it looks like. Oh, what class is that that just died? Cam X. Is that their Thurg? Yeah, I think it is. He got a res, but he needs a heal before he gets caught with more pet. Okay, now he can. Oh, it looks like he CC'd. More pets are on.
The Bard is pretty free here, and he's coming in. He'll melee that BD. That's a smart play. But he's going to be free in a second, and he's going to devastate them with roots.
Yeah, I think right now free to play is just pushing over them. They lost so much pressure. Cosmic did.
They did. And that Aug Healer just stood there and cleared pets, and their whole backline was largely free from Thurgis pet that entire fight. Very well played.
Yeah, that BD is just standing there casting taunts. The third rank 5 is out. It stunned all those air pets, but I don't know if that was the wisest choice.
No, I don't
for
know
that rank 5, but it is desperation at this point.
Yeah, and the Thurgis is Cosmic's Thurgis is working with ice pets now. Very easily.
Yeah, the
dealt
air
with.
pits are getting cleared, but I think it might be too much resources being put into clearing them that they're just gonna get
Yeah.
overwhelmed at this point.
It's this is a constrictor motion. Every time that they take a breath, free to play just pushes a little bit further. And
Yeah,
chokes a little
and
bit
plus,
more
like,
air
you
out of
clear
them.
all the Thurgis pets, and you still have a BD pets going on in a fight that you're pretty much struggling already against, so...
Yeah, and I would say
And their
this
bar
one
just got
is
mez, so...
largely over. Very nicely played by free to play there, I have to say. They did a very good job of pushing at the right time, maintaining control, and their Thurgis their Thurgis really outplayed Cosmic's Thurgis.
Yeah, it all comes down to fights like this, a battle of Thurgis, which Thurgis is able to get out more pets, more pressure,
Yeah.
and once that momentum like shifts in one team's favor, it's very hard to, to be able to counter it, especially with no AoE clears really. It's hard to when a third gets really free to clear all those pets.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's also
that
pretty
all-
rough. People haven't played mirror matchups since Mordred, which has been many years. So maybe you're used to playing Alb, you don't know how to play against a Thurgis. You only know how to play as one. So it's an adaptation thing, and that really goes for any class, even like including a Bard or an SM. So it's really good on these guys picking this stuff up as they go.
Yeah, there's a lot of unknowns with this Mordred style setup or tournament. It's makes it more fun, I think.
Absolutely.
Okay, the next fight, sorry, is going to be against. Let's see, who is it? I believe it's Tasty Treats versus Pizza Party, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Oh, it's not Tasty Treats versus Pizza Party. Sorry about that. It's Control Alt Cancel versus Pizza Party. Let me go ahead and get these guys in. I think Joel, you need to take a quick AFK.
So I died to a Cornish giant there, guys, in case you didn't see that happen in the fight. I was only able to commentate the back of the group that was pushing.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I can put my insta. I got 4 shots, so I can put my insta mez on my bar fast enough.
Give me a few moments to get this next fight set up. Also, something very impressive, we have 229 viewers on Twitch right now. I don't know what the highest
That is
Dark Age
awesome.
streamers had, but this has got to be pretty high.
Yeah, I think it's the top.
Yeah, outside of being hosted, I think this is the highest we've ever had of just people coming in. Natural viewers, I call them. So this is extremely impressive.
Yeah, it's really good. I don't think we've been hosted by anyone. I think this just played us.
That's great, very cool. It'd be great if Mofangs could host this to his viewers. Just saying.
That's why I made that little disclaimer.
Since the groups are uneven, one group of only one of the groups has 5 teams. We're almost done with Group B's matchups, and then we have a couple more in Group A left to go. There's 5 left in Group A, 5 matches left, and then only 1 match left in Group B. So after this fight, the next Group B fight, we'll be able to determine who advances from Group B.
No necros, guys. I was expecting to see one.
No necros, yeah.
No necros, no thanes. Haven't seen a hero, which is pretty big surprise to me, to be honest.
Yeah,
We saw the
Armsman,
BM, but
but
we
not
didn't see the.
heroes.
Yeah, exactly. I expected to see the hero instead of that BM in that one hip setup. I forget whose team it was, but I think the hero would have been a like pretty solid replacement for that Blade Master.
Are you here yet, Joel?
Yep, I'm here, and I'm just getting caught up with who's fighting here.
Yeah. Before we get into that, let me know what you think about this. John Broadsford has talked to me a little bit. He's wanting to, kind of throw a quick audible from the original plan, since we had to change it to a 2-group setup. What do you think of letting 3 groups advance out of the group stage instead of the top 2? Also, at that point, it's going to give you uneven numbers, so one group's going to have a bye in the knockout rounds. And would that be a fair prize to the winner of the group to have them have the knockout through the quarterfinals, and then have the 2nd and 3rd place teams play? And the winner of that plays then the winner of one of the groups in the semifinals, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'd say that's a decent format, and it certainly gives more groups more opportunity to play, which I like.
Well, would that
Good
put
deal.
one team against more people than another group? Like one team is fighting against the odds more than another?
Well, what would happen is the person who qualifies 2nd in Group A would then play the person who qualifies 3rd in Group B. And then Group A's 1st place and Group B's 1st place would not play in the quarterfinals. They would get a bye into the semifinals.
So
and that's
they
their
would
kind of
get to play
reward
one
for winning
less
the group.
match?
Yeah,
I
the
think
winners
that's
would get to
fair
play one
because-
less match.
Yeah, I think it's fair because they did kind of, exactly what
They're
you said.
the top of the group, yeah. And then at that point, they get automatically put in the semifinals. And then there's a quarterfinal match between the 2nd and 3rd place groups, and then whoever wins that goes into the semifinals with the winners of each group. And then whoever wins that obviously goes to the finals, and we'll have a 3rd place match for the finals.
Sounds fair to me.
Okay.
What happens if Team 1 and Team 2 in a group are equal?
Well, we have tiebreakers in place. One would be head-to-head scores, and if that
This is
doesn't
and
solve
we're-
it,
we're
we'll
ready
have to do
roll
a...
here, guys.
Yeah, it looks like the fight's starting here.
Looks like the fight's starting. This is interesting. This is I would say Control Alt Cancel have a very tall order in front of them fighting this tank. Considering
Yes.
they don't have a traditional peeler, I guess would be the best. And they'll already kill the warp, and that Armsman is going in. Mauler's rooted. but
Yeah,
that's
Mauler
not gonna
got
last long.
root
He's gonna
immunity
take
waste.
DPS too. Yeah.
Is that Cat Pet
And,
CC'd? It looks like it is. It
It
wasn't
looks
even
like
rank
he's
5.
CC'd.
Oh, nope, he's
The
out.
arms,
Okay. He's
Okay,
on the
looks like...
bar?
The sorcerer
Okay, yeah.
is mezzed as well. And there's all kinds of pressure being put on by Pizza Party. They're all in there. That was actually a very nice peel by the Blade Master. So he's making the best of a difficult situation, and he's actually doing quite well in there. He's very good play by the Blade Master. Nice slam on the bar, although he probably needs to get in on the tank to peel. And again, we've seen the power of this Mauler as he hops.
Look
in
at the
there.
Mauler. Is that an unbreakable
There is-
root on the Bard, or is
there
that
is an
a normal
unbreakable
root? Okay, so Bard's stuck there.
Mauler
He
does
either
not
has to
wanna
purge, or
Yep.
Yeah.
He does not
You
want
see
to
the
purge
power
Bard
of
is-
Mauler.
Bard is taking damage. He's getting heals. Cleric seems to be very free off to the side.
Oh no, there's
It looks
a
like
stun. This
risky.
could be over for the Bard and the Mauler. It's just we're seeing the power of. Yep,
Yeah,
that's
Bard
it.
needed to purge. Yeah,
Wow.
that's
The
it.
Bard
I
was
think
holding
he
out. He had he could have phase shifted too, and he didn't. I
Yeah,
think.
he needed a purge face shift there. It was, and then that just sort
seeing-
of, yeah.
Yeah, we're seeing the pushing power of this Hibsa. Mauler is just not.
The
There's
cleric
Cleric's
just
mocked to the
DI'd.
side.
Yeah, he mock and DI'd, so
Yeah.
it looks like they're trying to
Meanwhile, in
collapse
the
on
back,
him. He just got slammed by the
Valkyrie
arms.
has-
That's a 9-second slam. He needs a purchase. He's in mock. He's in a mock and a losing fight. He needs a purge. He's gonna die. He's gonna die
The
instantly.
Valkyrie has soloed the sorcerer on the far end of the
Yeah,
fight.
this fight's over.
He
I
ranked
believe,
5.
for
The cleric ranked 5 in PBA Mez. Maybe he can live through it. He should still be mocked. I don't know why he's not healing himself. There he goes.
Looks like
healing
he's
now.
group healing. And he's
Yeah,
dead
I don't.
again.
That was not the right choice there. He needed this heal himself, and he needed the purge that slam.
Yeah, the Bard probably should have purged a little earlier. Either the stun while he was Unbreakable Root, or on the Unbreakable Root to avoid,
They'll
taking
res
so much
up,
damage.
But I don't know that this is.
Yeah, I think it's one person left.
Yeah.
I think this is
Yeah.
about it.
It looks like Pith was getting nuked on the Mauler through the the damage absorb on him, and Pith almost took 0 damage there. So that kind of shows the power of the Mauler in the setup, outside of just pure damage and Unbreakable Root.
The Mauler brings a lot of utility.
Yes,
I don't
he
know
does.
how you game against that Mauler. Like what setup? Like you discussed earlier, Wizard being it's just for the pure damage. But like what we've seen so far, which setup has the most potential to deal with the Mauler?
I think you may have to just run a similar tank setup to that. When we were fighting them, we also, after we fought them with our caster setup, we countered them with a similar tank setup. We didn't have a Mauler, we had a Savage. We didn't have an Armsman, we had a Champion instead. And we had 20-minute fights. We won some, we lost some. They're very good fights. So if you go tank to tank, almost mirror that, you have a good chance there. But as far as caster groups go, I think that's a hard group. Obviously, Lou's crew almost pulled it off with a bit of a hybrid setup, but they were mainly, focused on
I feel like
pushing
that was
as well.
largely to do with how well they played, rather than their setup being inherently suitable.
Yeah, I feel like the Valk is almost the answer to the Mauler, though.
This is true. Yes, because of that pin, you can just keep him away.
Mhm.
Yeah, the Mauler can't really do too much if the Valk pins him, runs in, interrupts some casters. Like the Valk plays midfield. He can pin the Mauler. He can interrupt frontline casters like the CC, and then he can heal people in emergencies. And I feel like that's the answer to the Mauler. And the Vegemite Loot crew played very well versus it. It just came down pretty much to the wire. Maybe panic set in or something. It was a really good fight though. It was really close. And I think that's the Valk is the answer to the Mauler. But then you still have to deal with the Armsman, which we saw in that fight as well. No one had an answer for the Armsman. Hax was he was slamming people, like 9-second slams that people aren't purging. That's huge. And we saw that.
Yeah, absolutely. But when you let that Mauler just get in your face and do DPS like that, you're not going to be successful. It just hits too hard.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what Pizza Party did. They said they wanted the Mauler in the setup, and they're like, well, what happens if we have a Valk, or they have something that can, do something to it, and they're like, well, it's still the Armsman, right?
Yeah.
And it's weird that they picked the Armsman because I almost feel like the hero would be better in that setup, but it's obviously working.
Well, you get
so-
Snapshot. Yeah, it gives you the
But
opportunity
has
to
he even
Snapshot
used it?
too as well.
Like,
I don't think he's needed to yet.
yeah.
I mean, the fight against the Lu group, it was they were just doing a fantastic job of killing their supports. So
Man.
the Armsman wasn't getting or left behind or anything.
So who's up next for the next match?
This next match is Carry Nordic and no radar, please.
So this is
Oh.
Nordic's opportunity to get their first actual win that isn't forfeit. So we'll see how they can do with that. As we know, they got trounced in the first fight. In the second fight, the Cosmic had a very unfortunate issue. So we'll see how Carry Nordic can handle this. And no radar, of course, features that Berserker. We'll see how they handle that Berserker. Whether they choose to bring a tank back to peel it.
Have they has the Zerker even zerked yet? I don't think
I feel
he
like
has.
he hasn't. Yeah, I feel like he
Yeah.
hasn't, and he's got the opportunity against the Bone Dancer to use that to great effect.
Yeah.
No, this is weird. I'm sorry, we were talking about the wrong team. This is a heat train.
Oh, this is
For
the
no
Shaman
radar.
group.
And we'll see how they do. That could be very difficult for the minstrel, because there will be a lot of DPS out on his pet. Carry Nordic again was not particularly effective with dealing with the Thurgist in their first fight, or even in that second fight. So we'll see how they do against Thurgist in this situation.
Yeah. One of the benefits the Hib train has over other realms is that the casters can stun the pet, and there's literally nothing the minstrel can do outside of interrupt the casters. A lot of times the minstrel can just bring the pet back, and it can get heals in time. But the Hib casters, if the pet is sent in,
Yeah.
they can stun it, and they can burst it down. So it's I think the Hib train is one of the strongest for dealing with minstrel pets.
Not to mention the pet scare can be very effective.
Yep. I believe the pet scare can also reset the minstrel pet, and the mentalism can actually pick up the pet in between pulses if the minstrel is either too far or it resists. I believe that works. I'm not too sure, or if either of these groups are aware that can actually happen. But I'd be interested to see if the ment pet dies and he picks up the minstrel pet somehow.
Or if they're able to kill the minstrel pet. The minstrels
Or
always
just
kill,
straight
they're
kill
still
it,
the
yeah.
menace,
Exactly.
A couple minutes here for this fight to start, but it looks like Carry Nordic is amped and ready to go, so we're just waiting on No Radar to make their move into the center of the octagon. And if that minstrel pet can survive, if that minstrel pet can survive, I think that Carry Nordic has a very good chance of making this, because they're gonna have a hard time with that minstrel if they can't get that down. And as
Yeah,
we
I
saw,
think
there,
Sorry, guys.
Oh,
Yep.
We forgive you.
and we're in.
I run through the fight real fast. YOLO. Less mods over here.
And this is, of course, a very difficult map for your casters, but we will do our best to not interfere while still bringing you,
Oh, a double warp there.
yep, double warp.
One of the issues is there's not a big space to pull for these casters over here.
No.
They probably should have
And that
tried to
Chanter
start the
pet's
fight a
already
little
in.
closer.
That
Yeah,
Chanter
Chanter
pet's
pet-
already in again, and that because he's
Alright,
going to get
so
he
it
should
looks like
die
Thurgist
soon.
is heading out.
Once he
Ice
takes
Pet
a look at
first.
it. Oh no, they just
Yeah.
mezzed it and left it.
Yeah, they've mezzed it.
Oh, Minstrel's taking some damage. Minstrel's at 74. No, heals.
No, he's
Some very
okay.
light
Baiting
damage.
out the damage, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
the minstrel got his pet out.
They're petting the minstrel too, which is an interesting choice.
Yeah.
And he's getting in there, and that pet's going to live. And the minstrel, you can see that when he can use his pet like that, and he can get in, and how effective of a class that is, because he's all over them.
Yeah, what he needs to be, that's the whole point of the minstrel. He doesn't really bring too much DPS. He just needs to be
Yeah.
really irritating. It looks like he pulled really far back, which is really weird in my opinion.
Yeah, and they're
They,
going to get pushed.
They
Yeah,
are
very good
scared.
push
They
going
are
on.
running scared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And eventually this BD and Sork are going to get free, and you're going to see something die very quickly.
Yeah,
And
as
you've
soon
yeah,
as
seen
something
that
gets done.
as one goes down.
Really.
The Thurgist is down. The Thurgist is down.
Yeah.
For No Radar, and the Minstrel is just all in there. And there's another
Yeah,
one down.
Chanter's head.
That's
They don't have the
unfortunate.
pressure. Yeah.
I think both teams still have a lot of RAs to burn, and it just crumbled.
Yeah.
I think this minstrel
Yeah.
point out was a huge mistake here. He needed to. He still had face shift, I believe.
Do we have another technical issue? Nope.
Everyone's
that
standing
fight
still.
will
I
be
don't- That's it.
will be over. And Team Carry Nordic will get its first non-forfeit win of the tournament. So congratulations to them, and they will set into 2-1. Of course,
I
their
thought the
only
minstrel
loss
was on the
coming
other
courtesy.
team, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yep, good win.
Great commentary.
That was,
Hi.
Yeah, sorry.
that was a clean sweep there. Yeah, hey guys, the minstrel played perfectly.
I think
Why
Ben
is this
was
minstrel
spiking-
doing? Why didn't he face shift? I mean, what?
Well, I'm not sure.
Devin's been
yeah,
spiking
he
your
was-
coffee with some Irish.
Sorry, I saw
Babies.
the minstrel pet Mez way back here. It was really deep. That was crazy. And then, yeah, I think that was Joel that said that. So.
God.
Excuse, I don't think I could be blamed for that one.
Unbelievable,
Thanks.
guys.
That was
Yeah,
a
I
big
know.
one, yeah.
Don't worry, folks. We'll have the A-level casters for the next tournament. This is, we didn't have much of a budget for people this time around.
Yeah, so I was looking out for Cornish Giants this time around. I got scared straight last time. Clean fight though. It was pretty lopsided there. It looks like they just.
Well, they
I'm not
didn't.
too
They
sure.
didn't account. I don't think they accounted for the minstrel correctly, and he got in there. And
Yeah,
it just,
they thought it was on their team, and then next thing they know, it's in the back line. I believe that's what happened.
All right, so that's a piece of advice to our tournament teams. Do not take advice from the casters, because it will almost certainly lead you astray.
Yeah. Do not.
So what do
pull
you
with
do against a
minstrels.
minstrel, Obi, in that situation? What would you do against that minstrel and to kind
It's
of
hard.
establish some control?
You got you utilize confuse on the pet. Maybe try to get some CC out. Maybe stun the pet and try to kill it. While you have the minstrel mez, try to get him to release a pet to break his mez, and then that's your opportunity to kill it because it can't get heals at that point.
Right.
But it's a matter of getting free to kill that pet, I think, because if that pet doesn't die, then it's just so hard to stop that minstrel from pushing in with this pet and interrupting you.
Yeah.
You can't CC the minstrel.
Mm,
Obviously, if you don't know, the minstrel can pull his pet back and release his pet. What's up?
There was just an idea from chat. I guess it would depend on the group, but maybe invite me to one of the groups so that I can have the group window up.
What does that do?
I can show the groups. You can see the mini group and have a better overview of the fight. I don't know. I don't think it'll
okay, I
affect
see.
any of the groups.
Yeah, I'm gonna have Kuji invite you.
Okay.
Yeah, but I
If
mean,
they
the
don't want to,
team,
that's okay. I get that too.
That minstrel pet was mez for a little bit, which is pretty surprising because all you had to do was release it. But they were pretty decisive there, I think, in the victory. I don't think they had to kill the pet. It was CC'd. I think they were just overwhelmed. The minstrel, his pet was CC'd out, but he was in their backline pretty hard, and the minstrel alone is pretty good if you're on the up. Alright, so yeah, we got this is Pizza Party versus Tasty Treats. The food battles begin.
Yes, the battle
What's
for
better, dinner
cafeteria
or dessert?
supremacy. Yep. Dinner or dessert.
Oh my god, is this taste? I never changed the thing we've on.
This is Tasty Treats, and of course they have the. They're probably going to have to pull this. I reckon that Valk is going to be on peel duties for most of this, and they'll be relying on their bard to establish some control, along with their pets, of course. But this is going to be interesting for them. They've done quite well in their last two fights, but this is an entirely different setup they're going to have to work against. And
The
they're
fight's
already
already
killing
begun.
that war. It's already begun.
you
These
have
guys
two
wasted no
undefeated
time.
teams.
Yeah,
Both
two
teams
undefeated
undefeated.
teams. Yep. The Armsman peeled out. That's a very nice play by the Valk there on Ink to get rid of that Armsman.
Yeah, he also contested the speed warp, which I don't think
Yeah.
we've even seen yet.
No, that
So
was
that's
very
good.
well played. And that Bard is getting pushed back, which is
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
And he's getting
The
sheared.
cat pet is
Strength
in.
con
The cat
sheared.
pet is in.
Smaller mez. Maybe they're gonna try to take the Armsman. Armsman's in here kind of alone.
The
but-
cat pet was not ranked 5. Or wait, or was
No.
it?
You can.
What's it doing?
Yeah.
You can,
They're killing the cat
it looks
pet,
like
so this is.
Pith is getting nuked. Pith is getting nuked.
Pith is getting nuked. And I
It's
don't
like
know if
cap
he'll go
damage.
down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not enough damage.
Not enough down. And then
Heals
Armsman's
mitigation.
peeled again. This is very good play by the Valkyrie for Tasty Treats.
Yeah. Who is playing the Valkyrie, by the way? Is that TTY?
It's TTY on Valkyrie,
Yeah.
and it's Inter on Cab.
Yeah.
You see,
So
TTY is
Doom's
very
on
good at
the-
peel tank, it seems.
Yeah, it is. He is actually
Nice side snare. Yeah.
being very, very effective back there, and the bard is completely nullified by pets too. So, and you can see the druid is very free, Skraz is free, and that bard will take some damage, but they're not able to really establish much pressure. But the bard's going to come in now. Risky Milk is very free, and he'll get some CT, and this could be
The
bad.
Emerald Pet is back in the fight. I don't think anyone's going to take care of this pet, and the Bard's just
And the Warden is rooted.
Look at
The Warden is
Warden
rooted way out. Yeah,
He's
way
out.
He's
out.
gonna have
He's
death
out
knell.
of the fight.
He's coming back in. He has Det 9 and root reduction from CL, so he's not going to be out for long.
But they needed to take advantage of that.
That's
And
what
it
the
looks like they
DPS
will. They're going to nuke the bard. They're going to nuke the bard.
The Sork is stunned. The Sork is stunned. The Sork is stunned. They can't nuke him.
Yeah. Mediocre.
Looks like
The
Mauler
bard
is damaging the. Oh, Druid is almost dead. Or mediocre.
Yeah.
Is that Bard?
The Mauler got
Bard.
snared, but he's
Yeah,
stunned. He's
Bard.
stunned.
And the bard
Bard
will
has
die.
2 things. Bard's dead. Yeah, Valk and
Yeah.
Mauler collapsed on Bard. There's a
and
sauce.
we see again
Resin sauce.
that Mauler.
The cat pet is still in the fight. It has not been CC'd.
Well,
The
it's-
MO,
yeah.
R5 is down on the cat pet. They can CC it. It looks
They're
like it
going
got
to get a
snared.
bit
It
of
looks
space here.
Looks like Stork started nuking very early and got caught by the Valk.
Yeah, that was a little too.
yeah, they're all free.
Quick
The
on the
Sork
draw
needs to
there.
CC
And now Enter's in a lot of trouble. Looks like. Actually,
Yeah,
never mind.
I don't
Mauler
see
left
that-
him.
With how open this Warden
Looks
is,
like
I
the
don't
Mauler
see
is
them
rooted.
killing anything.
Yeah, Cab's Mock nuking Bard.
Nice.
Cab's Mock nuking Bard.
But the
He
Warden
gets
is
his effort.
completely free healing.
Yeah.
The Warden
Yeah,
is
the Warden
completely
is
free
free.
healing.
The cab needed to swap
And-
to the Warden there.
The Valk has very nice. Oh, the Valk's Mez. That's a very nice play, and they're gonna have a bit of space here, so they need to do something. When Valk sits
I
on
mean, the
Mez.
cab is behind the fight. The cab is
The
behind.
Cab
it.
got his effort.
Yeah.
Yep,
Cab got
he
Zephyr.
did.
If Cab can
Rooted
get yeah.
If Cab can get in the fight,
Potentially-
because that Warden's
yeah.
rooted.
Yeah,
Gets out of
Warden's
Mez.
not gonna be
so the
rooted
Valk
very
will be back
long.
in the fight. No.
Valk's rooted.
Valk's
Valk's rooted.
rooted.
Warden's rooted. If they may have a chance to kill the Warden in the back, maybe.
They
Yeah,
may
it looks
have
like they're
a
nuking.
chance to kill. They're going for the Bard instead.
Bard,
and
yeah.
I don't feel that was the right play.
Yeah, if you let the Warden stay free in the Valk, you're not going to kill anything.
Yeah, I believe the
think you
Bard
have to
still
take
has
one of
everything
them.
up.
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks
there,
like
Pizza Party's
Sork is taking
just-
a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Risky
They're
is
doing
really
a nice
deep on
job.
Bard. Yep. The Valk is sticking to the bar right now. The cat pet is coming back into the fight though. It looks like they're only.
There
snaring
is
it.
Sork damage. Never mind, it's not very much.
Mauler
It's
just
not
got
enough, I don't
mez.
think.
He's out. He's out.
Yeah, Mauler's out. Yeah, he's snared though, so they have a little
And
bit
watch
of
the
space.
Druid rank 5 just went down too, so next time he gets a tank on him, he could be in
The
a
Sork
world
just
of
got
trouble.
silenced. The Mauler is deep. The Mauler is. He's in the mix right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I believe
he's
he's
too
16
far
as
for the
well.
Cab to fight. Look at where the Cab
Yeah.
is. So the Cab's in the back of the fight.
Yeah, the
with
Cab is
Sork
playing catch
in
up
the middle.
right now.
Yeah.
Cat pet is
Looks
back
like the
on
Sork's
bar.
taking a lot of damage. Sork has Mauler, or sorry, Armsman and Valk on him, so he just.
And
got
the Bard
destroyed.
is about to go down too. Mediocre is in a bit of trouble here.
Yeah,
Cab
Cab's
is
over on the
Cab
side
is
though.
free.
They're killing the Bard, but even if they kill the Bard, the Bard
he's
is
free
sitting-
nuking. That's like 6 nukes free. But
Yeah, Warden's
Warden's
covered.
totally free though, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, Frank, the Sork and Bard have just died as well. They've been res, but I don't know that this is recovery. They're just slowly baiting out ability after
Enter is
ability
dead.
after ability. Again, that slow roast.
Mauler is rooted.
Yeah, Mauler's
Mauler's
rooted,
rooted,
but I
but
think this is
Sork is
but he-
a
snared.
little too late. Yeah.
Yep, and the Mauler is free now, and he's going ham.
Almost two-shot the Sork.
Yeah, that's insane. I don't believe the Sork had. You said he died before, right? He didn't have matter resisting him.
Yeah, yeah.
The dude never recast.
And there goes the Druid, and that's over, and it's very well played by Pizza Party. I feel like that is their best fight so far. They were very, very smooth and very, very cohesive there.
Yeah, I felt like the fight was pretty clean on terms of Pizza Party, but it was a good fight, and it wasn't a stomp or anything. So I felt like it was really played well on both parts. Showing the power of the tanks though in the 5v5.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
No one else
Especially
has run
that Mauler.
heavy tank. Yep, the Mauler. Like I said, people slept on it, and it looks like only Pizza Party picked it up.
Now, Quell has been remarkably effective at getting off the anytime chain on the Mauler too. So kudos to him on being able to get that anytime chain off so regularly.
Yeah. Mauler was hungry for pizza, and you know he took it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the Mauler really, if they ran, I mean, I'm not saying they would have lost, but I feel like the Mauler really completed it. And that was really good on their part, taken to the paper. I'm just seeing the power of it. I feel like they should have gone Lurry for style though.
Okay, let me see who's next in this. Okay, so next is going to be mainland champions versus Paul Employee.
And as that, I think
That
we
should be a
might
good
be
one.
coming to the end of this of the preliminary round. How many more fights are left?
1 second, just let me send these guys. Okay, we have 3 matches left. 3 matches. And it looks like out of the Group B, looks like free to play. They're going to be set to advance. They're the winners of the group, and then you got Carry Nordic. They came second in the group, and Cosmic, Ragundin, and the Chosen Ones are third. And unfortunately for No Radar, they were eliminated with 3 losses.
All right, so that's the results from that group. And how's the other group looking?
Give me 1 second. Let me just make a change real fast to the tournament. The other group, let's see, they are looking like, it looks like Pizza Party is gonna, they have 4 wins, no losses so far. They played the most matches though. You have Tasty Treats with 2 wins, 1 loss, and then Mainland Champions with 1 win, 1 loss. And Paul Employee, the group of the Shaman, has 2 losses, and then Control Cancel has 3 losses. And there's still yet a lot of stuff to play.
So that group is going to really come down to the wire as to the third team that will advance. With the second and third team, actually, there's still a couple more matches left for everybody.
Yeah, looking good. Really impressive Pizza Party. The pretty unique, I'd say, comp, and then pulling through with it. Just kind of shows that the cross realm thing is really paying off. And they just really thought about it.
I imagine that was debated ad nauseum, so I think it's right down to spec, template, everything. I'd imagine that was debated quite heavily.
I think they were also interested in running a similar setup, but dropping the armsman for a healer. And when we fought them against that with our caster group, it just got destroyed. It wasn't very good. The armsman brings a ton of pressure.
Yeah, it brings a security blanket of sorts too, in that it can just go in and stick something, and you don't necessarily have to worry too much about it.
Yeah, and with that, everything's so beefy. You don't need the healer there to heal, really. It's just push people over. That just kind of wins the fights for him.
Yeah. Well, like I was gonna say, the even if you could manage to CC their backline completely, what are you gonna do about a Mauler and an Armsman pushing into you?
Right. Exactly.
They have, if you don't scare them early into using toys, they're gonna live through the CC on their backline, and then now their backline is CC immune, and now their tanks are on top of you because you're nuking them instead of peeling them and such, and it's a very scary situation, and it's very hard to deal with. There's really no paper situation for something like that.
Up to 230 viewers. That's great for Dark Age, I think. There's a lot of attention on this tournament. A lot of viewers. It's great. Very proud of that. Hopefully we have some players that, maybe old players that don't play anymore that, see this tournament, and they may say, hey, that looks like fun. I'd like to, play Dark Age again. It'd be nice to, help the game out with this by bringing in more players.
I've noticed on the official channel ever since it went live, a lot of players are coming back saying they're real nostalgic, they re-upped, and a lot of people kind of have problems getting their accounts back with the EA Master account. And Carol has been in there helping people, and like the streamers have been helping people, and the mods have been. I think it's been a really good addition to DAOC in general.
It has.
I agree.
And
yeah,
it's
Carol,
really fun.
They've been.
Yeah,
them helping returning players is great.
Yeah, and it almost had like a snowball effect. Before the DAOC live channel went live, there was always just like the same people streaming, and now I seem like even upwards of like 10 streams at a time sometimes. And like the people are very helpful too. I feel like it kind of like rubbed off on a lot of people, and they found streaming to be fun, and a lot of people came in and asked some questions. And it's good to have different like viewpoints, like solo and small man and 8v8 and all that.
One very impressive streamer who's in this tournament, actually part of Pizza Party's group, is Pith. He always has a good amount of viewers in his stream. He seems to really, enjoy streaming and, does a lot for the viewers.
One
You're
thing
often
as
going to
well
have
that
some entertaining.
yeah, Pit does is he interacts with the chat so much.
Right.
I'll have to check
great.
him out. I never heard of him before today.
Yeah, I saw Pith streaming the first time about 2 weeks ago. I hadn't really heard of him either. He seems to be pretty active when he's on a bard. I don't know.
Yeah. His
One
group
group has
seems
an
pretty
LD.
good.
Yeah, we have one LD here, so we're gonna, before the fight starts, let them get back in.
And the other thing about Pith's stream is you're often going to hear some very entertaining banter in the background. If you are
yeah.
interested in hearing people yell at each other, it's an entertaining stream for sure.
I hear constantly people doing nothing. It's, I don't know, but it seems like the team really has it together.
And occasionally you'll get to see some very large monetary donations on the Pith stream, so there's always that to look forward to. Occasionally
Yeah, there's some very generous backers who are very loyal to DAOC, and they have no problem showing their thanks to the people who support the game as well.
Absolutely. So Paul Emploi versus Mainland Champion. We're gonna see if Mainland Champions can recover from their heartbreaking loss in their last fight, and kind of just keep their eyes on the prize and approach this fight like they're 0-0, because that was a real heartbreaking loss for them. But if they come at it with the quality that they came at the last fight, I have a good feeling that they'll prevail.
Yeah, I feel like their setup is stronger versus this one, so if they play just as well as they did last fight, they should actually pull through, even if the other
They
team
should,
plays
yeah.
really well. I feel like the setup
Yeah,
matchup is
Yeah, I'm not a
Good.
big fan of this setup. The Shaman doesn't
Sham.
do a lot for me, in my opinion. Yeah, it kind of weakens it a
No.
bit.
And Berserker really is not a. I'm struggling as to that class's role group too.
Yeah, I feel like the
Yeah.
Berserker has his place. It's not this setup though. The Shaman is.
Yeah,
like,
you're
I
right,
feel like
you're
the
right.
Berserker almost fills the Shaman spot, but then they added a Shaman, and it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It's supposed to be the Shaman's supposed to be the pressure, but the Shaman is getting out pressured by most of these group setups. That probably should have
It
been
just
seen
also-
beforehand.
They don't have a lot of damage. The SM kind of just gets locked down. It's the solo caster, and it's not a BD where it's pets or passive interrupts, and it can do stuff like that. It's literally there on its own.
And he
Yeah, I
is
think they were-
wave tapping as well, as opposed to deep nuking, so he's
Right,
even
yes.
taking his damage further.
Yeah, well, I think that's the right choice when you only have limited casts. It ends up being more
I guess,
damage
yeah, you're probably
overall.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at the same time, you're right. He would have been better off being a BD.
Well, the stat debuffs are
Wait.
nice. It's just they're gonna win them
Yeah.
the fight.
Well, I feel like the setup is already kind of pressure oriented, and that the stat debuffs maybe aren't even needed. Well, the spec ones at least. And that you would have
Yes.
been better off with kind of complementing with a BD instead of a.
And the
Well, I
ocular.
feel like the
aren't-
Sham just needs to go. To be honest, you could replace the Sham with a BD, and the setup would be a
Yeah.
lot better. The Storm Shield, I'm looking for him. I hope he carries.
Well, he does have a very large shield, so.
Yes, he does.
Okay, and we're ready to go here, folks. And once again, Paul Emploi versus Mainland Champions. Mainland Champions, of course, participants in what has been the fight of the tournament thus far. And we'll get this started. BD pets are in already, and I should leave the fight a little bit. Shaman's already getting locked down a little bit here
Wow, look at
Bear's
BD on the
not
side.
gonna
Look at
be
BD on the side. You can
Yeah.
heal her.
Yeah, this BD is pulling some very creative moves in this tournament.
Yes. No one even knows he's over here, it seems.
Yeah, he's just been a ninja running on.
This is their only caster. They have to have someone lock it down, or he's going to just wreak havoc on the side of this fight.
I don't see them prevailing if they don't get him under control, and they will now.
Yeah, Zerker's
Zuko
on him.
Zuko going wide. He's getting shears.
Yeah.
He just broke a mez with a shear on a shaman. That's huge. That's a free D-mez for that shaman. He tried to shear a shaman.
Well,
that was mez.
It's heat of the moment. Everybody makes mistakes like that. Chronic's going to be in there on the Valkyrie though, and he's going to get right in on their SM. They do root him, which is a very nice play. That was very nice to get that root.
Yeah, this ML9 Lich is rooted way in the back. It is out of the fight, but his little guys are still in there. It looks like
he needs to get out of that pet.
Did SM just mock? SM mocked.
just mocked. And Lou's gonna go down. Oh no, very nice.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Oh,
wow.
that was
Saved.
close.
Jaws of death.
Yeah,
but they're still
they need to do something.
This SM is mocked in the middle of the fight, and
it looks like BD's nuking SM.
Train him down.
BD's nuking SM. Yeah. Oh, he's gonna stay alive. He's still mocked. He's gonna mock laptop Lou.
And the shaman's gonna be free as well. Oh no, he's.
Zerker Vindoed on Lou.
Yeah.
Lou's going down. Lou's at 30, 20.
Will be enough?
I don't think so. There seems to be bodyguard from the champ.
One hit. Oh, he got healed. He got healed.
Nope, Lou's free now. Shaman's mez may have been broken.
Oh wow.
The SM pet just died off the druid.
Well, SM died.
Wow.
SM died. Yeah. That is big. Yeah. That is big. The druid is free, and that could be very difficult now.
Yeah. Issue is Valkyrie Zephyr. I don't think so.
Issue
it looks
is
like
druid is completely free now.
Looks like Shaman died as well.
Yeah.
Lou's pets are coming back in, so.
Yep, Lou's pets are coming back in. This is and their Dagoot will go down to Lou.
Yep, I think the Valkyrie.
And it looks like.
Oh,
and it looks like the SM will die again. Again, the SM will die. And the
Bard
healer
is really deep too.
Is mezzed. Healer's mezzed, but
Mainland's
the
Bard is really deep. Yeah, he's the deepest. Yeah. And he's free casting. It looks like.
This is looking very bad for Paul Emplois. And the healer will die as well. And again, this group has zero respect for its casters. Killing us every time.
Yeah. I mean, the pressure was really good there. That Druid, he made a huge mistake there early, but it was pretty solid. Solid recovery off that.
Yeah,
I mean, it just kind of shows just how the Shaman, how much impact he has. He got a free D-mez there, and he just got locked down once again. And it's and we haven't really touched on it a lot, but the champion mainlands group, who has really put up some of the best fights here, is doing work. And he's the only one in the tournament, I believe.
Yeah, he is the only champion in the tournament, and champion can be a solid small man class. Those debuffs are quite effective, and I think we might have seen a little bit of that when they played against Pizza Party, with the tanks were a little. They weren't causing the devastation they have against other fights.
Yeah, those champ debuffs, especially on a mock SM, is pretty huge. It pretty much nullifies it, especially if he stacks it with either zone or a bunny gem charge. That SM is wasting his mock, and all the champ really has to do is pay attention.
Yes. It looks like next fight we're going to have Paul Emplois up again, as they had fought the any groups, and they're going to fight Control Alt Cancel. And it's tough for Paul Emplois to have to fight almost immediately after their last fight, but it's the trouble with only having two groups of teams to do this.
Okay, so John will reset all their RAs and put them over when they're ready.
So the BD has been pulling some very tricky maneuvers at the beginning of every one of these fights. Is that going to be something that groups are going to have to watch for, or do you think that they'll adjust to that, or what do you think that's going to look like in future fights, Obi?
I think if people are watching, they'll notice that he's trying to do some cool plays and stuff, and they might pay some attention to that.
Because he's doing that every time. That's the second or third fight in a row where he's pulled around the group and attempted to nuke down their support, which is risky, but ultimately has worked quite well actually in the last 2 fights. So kudos to Lou for having some cojones and trying something that other groups that are being a lot more cautious aren't doing.
Yeah, it's good to see it. I mean, we do see a lot of BDs, we see a lot of bards, and we've seen a few druids, but for the most part, I think we've seen a pretty good mix of setups. And we really only had one that was like a pretty similar hybrid setup, mirror matchup. So I'm kind of glad people try to, mix it up a little bit, and it's good on them.
Well, as the next round starts to take shape, you wonder if groups, given a few extra minutes to chat about what's gone right, what's gone wrong, what adjustments they're going to make. What do you think that some of the groups are going to do to change their fortunes in the next round?
I mean, it just depends on who they're going to have to fight. I think it's all based on strategies based on your opponent, so they're going to have to see who their opponent is and then make some last-minute strategy changes, I think.
Do you think groups are a little nervous about fighting that tank setup?
I think so. I would be if I were most people. It's a hard setup to fight. You have to be really, especially if you have casters, really careful.
Yeah.
For them, I don't want to say it's an easy setup, but it kind of is. It kind of almost plays itself to an extent. I mean, props to them for coming up with the setup. It was brilliant. But all you have to do is push and just not mess up too bad. The other group has to almost play perfectly.
One thing we haven't
opening windows to kill.
is because of the dynamics of the tournament, we haven't seen them up against one of those spirit-trained Thurgis groups.
Right, yeah. I'm really looking forward to them fighting Hen's group, I think, or the Chuki group. Both the French groups seem pretty good.
Because
it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
The Warden will be covered in pets, as will the Bard, presumably, right?
The thing is, I think the Thurg's going to get locked down. Thurg's going to be a big target for them. I don't think the Thurg's going to be able to pet as much as he'd like. I think he might get some pets out, but yeah, it might be tough. The good thing about them is they have bee pets on the Bard, so the Bard won't be able to confuse freely, which is important.
Right. And the Warden will... I don't know if he specs for confuse. I don't think he usually does, so that'll be interesting too.
Yeah. If I were him, honestly, you can respec between fights and stuff. I would go probably full Rejuve against the caster group. You don't need your melee stuff. And having the red spirit resist would be nice against teams like that, and also the confuse and the bigger heal. Whereas having slam and stuff doesn't do as much when you're just essentially trying to sit back there and heal. You're not meleeing much.
Okay. Well, we'll certainly talk more about that later, because that's going to be probably a linchpin issue for this tournament. We're going to see Paul employ again, and they'll be looking for a victory here against Control Alt Cancel, and we'll see if they can, because they've been having stretches of excellence where they've done some great things to maintain control, kill pets, and created some openings for themselves. But then they sort of just it seems like they're playing with a bit of an iron ball around their leg with their setup choice. So we'll see what they can do in this setup, in this fight.
Yep. The thing about these two teams, both teams are eliminated essentially. They all had 3 losses, each of them. None of them has a win. So we'll see one team get their first win and some team go with all losses to the tournament, unfortunately, for that team. So this is just, this means really nothing for the tournament. These teams are already eliminated.
But of course, the point of this tournament is for groups to have fun
Bragging
and
rights.
try some stuff out. So we're you know, everybody. It's great that everybody participates.
Of course. And, you know, we want this match to happen because at the end of the day, this tournament's about fun. So the more matches people play, the more fun they have, I hope.
Exactly, yeah. So it looks like Control-Alt-Cancel will be pulling them a little bit here. And that Cabalist pet is, again, he's going to use that Ruby pet, as you'll notice. And they'll be looking to make a bit of a move here because Paul Empois is being very, very passive as well. They're not committing to a push.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And it looks like the Blade Master is rooted. He's not even going to be able to go back
The
here.
thing is, at some point, Paul has to get in there the way their setup functions. They can't just sit back the whole time. Their setup's built on pressure.
Slammed. I don't know why he slammed him there. He wasn't really doing much. And here we go. Here comes the pressure from Control-Alt-Cancel. Although that Zerker is going to get in there and might have a bit of an issue with that Zerker. And he's going to do a lot of DPS to the Cabalist.
Yeah, it's good to see the Zerker in there finally, actually doing what he needs to be doing, just causing havoc and causing a lot of damage.
And Control-Alt-Cancel is really going to need to spread here. They're very close together, and this could bode badly considering the amount of AE they're up against.
Yeah, the Shaman just got rooted here, and he's not purging it looks like, so he may be out of the fight for the rest of the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, you gotta keep your pressure up. You can't get left behind like that.
This Bard had to phase shift though.
Wow, the Shaman did almost kill the Bard.
And the Zerker is gonna die. The Zerker will insta-die
The thing is, the Bard should die. The SM should turn around and nuke the Bard. It's gonna get heals maybe.
Oh, he got
the SM's not paying any attention to it. Yeah. That's just, you know, the SM had an opportunity there, I think, but didn't take it.
Yeah, I think the Shaman purged here. He seems to be back into the fight too early, but not.
So did Zerker get res? Yeah, Zerker's res now. Looks like SM mocked. SM mocked and is trying to take down the Cleric, I think.
And the Shaman is in there. He looks to be mocked too, but he's taking a lot of damage.
SM looks to be nuking Bard.
He doesn't look to be mocked here unless he's CC'd.
No, he's got Zopets on him.
Yeah, he's got a Torkin on him too, it looks like.
Those Torkins are green.
He was mocked. He was. Yeah, he was.
Okay, so his mock must have ran out then.
But these casters are very close together.
Oh, here he goes.
Now they're spreading.
Here he goes, yeah.
And this could be bad. The Zerker could die again here, although it looks like he's charged out. And that rank 5, he's going back in with that rank 5.
Oh, he's got to be careful here.
He's going to get slammed. He's got a pet proc. He's got a pet proc. And the arms.
He's got to get on the other caster.
Yeah. Now these Rokot
Bard is getting whittled down by the Armson, possibly. Oh, no, there's a Sauce.
Okay, Sauce is out.
Although the SM is going to get caught, and he could be in a bit of trouble here. No,
I think SM's got a little bit of space.
Oh, the Zerker is
Rokots come from?
Yeah, I'm not sure. He has 2 on him.
Why hasn't anyone talked about that? What are these Rokots doing here?
I see 2 in here. I'm not too sure where they came from. One's dead.
That would be an interesting dynamic in some of these fights. Hey, send some random mobs in on them when they're in the middle of the fight.
That might be Beeben and they're trying to spice it up. I'm not positive.
Yeah, it might be.
No, it's not right.
You know, this is a very good fight for 2 winless groups. One group here is going to get their first win of the tournament.
Oh,
and have a little bit of pride left.
So he's not.
Yeah, Shaman needs to go ahead and kite before he gets hit by triple wheel BM. BM's disrupting.
The BM decides to snare him. The BM just got.
He breaks the CC on that mob, which is that's a very, very clever play because that mob was on the SM and rooted, and he broke the root on the mob. That's a very clever play, Master.
Wow.
That Rokot snared the BM, and the Shaman rooted it. I don't agree with that move there.
And the Bard is dead for Control-Alt-Cancel, and this SM is going to work. And the Zerker is going to work.
Oh, okay.
I think Paul Empois is going to win this. They've got 3 down, and this. They really
Shaman's open, you know, he's free healing pretty much.
SM is open.
He doesn't really have to do much.
Yeah, it's over. And we'll get a victory for Paul Empois. Great fight, guys, and that's a great way to end the tournament on a high note. I feel like that Zerker was really a factor in that fight.
Yeah, he got in there and he did his job. That was really good.
Okay, our next
Shaman
fight,
pulling through.
last fight of the group stage is Tasty Treats versus Mainland Champions. Two teams that have shown us a lot of exciting stuff this tournament.
Mainland champions, of course, coming off a victory, and they're 2-1. Tasty Treats, I believe, is also 2-1, and so this will be. This is for second place.
This will be for second. Yeah, this is a big.
Yes.
This is a big match here.
This is a big match.
Now, before we get to our final and third place matches, I mean, we have quite a few matches to go. What map would you like to see in the final? What's been your favorite so far?
The one in Magmel was a little bit nostalgic, considering we're on Mordred rule set.
Right.
Although
That
Eggman
was my
is
choice
very
too.
clean. Yeah.
Yeah, I
do
like that.
Delling
That's a
Crater
good call.
though.
Yeah, Delling Crater's pretty cool.
Kinda cool.
You know, this Cornwall map we're about to play in is super flat. It's ridiculously flat.
What? Nah, I got killed here. This is the worst one.
Yeah, the Cornwall Giants will get you, man. I had some purple mob on me chasing me around the fight earlier. I've never seen him before. Fucking purple mob trying to get.
Yeah, let's keep. Can we
Thank
get a
God
center
John
for
killed it
this
for him.
obelisk? Yeah.
Wait,
when the purple
John,
mobs come for
what?
you, he's-
Oh man.
Yeah, John killed the mobs for me. He was killing giant stew for me. He was helping me. I got night
You
privileges.
left me out to hang, man.
So just to remind everybody, after this fight, we're gonna take a very short break, and then we're gonna do some interviews with folks from the groups about. They'll be short and very, very to the point, and then we'll begin our round. I believe fairly quickly. That's the list.
Yeah, we'll have a 10-20 minute break for the interviews and stuff. Let some teams catch their breath, kind of formulate a plan, maybe give the viewers some time to maybe get some drinks or something as while while the interviews are going, and then we'll get right into the knockout.
And I believe I think Hend from Free to Play is going to join us. From Pizza Party, we're getting someone from across the pond in Haxern to come over and chat with us for a bit. I believe Lou is going to talk to us, and so there's going to be some good interview. And if anybody else is really interested in chatting, please don't hesitate to let us know and bring you on for minutes.
Let's get these Cornwall Giants in here, man. They're undefeated.
This is going to be an interesting. Because I don't think the BE can push and pull what he's done the last couple fights against these guys. They have a setup that would punish that very severely. Stork and Kev. So what do you think that Mainland is going to do against the setup? Will they push it really hard, or will they kind of hold out, wait for the opening? What do you think?
You know, I don't know. I think this will probably turn out to be some sort of circle fight once things happens. Well, we'll just have to see how either team plays it. I mean, one team can pull if they want to. I think Tasty Treats has more motivation to pull to get their cab and sort free, and they can do that with their Valk to peel pretty easily.
And that champ is going to do a lot of mitigating of the damage that Tasty Treats has. With the Cabalist quick debuff and Acuity debuff, do you think he'll be able to pump out enough PS to keep them in the fight?
My guess is that the Hibs are going to push. Ideally, I think for best situation for both groups is that they circle fight. But I feel like it's going to turn into the Hibs pushing. And yes, I think the champ is the key here to the push.
Yeah, although he is Battlemaster spec, unless
the shears, man. He's going to shear the cab.
That's true.
Nah, I think it really lies in the he's gonna haste buff the Valk and he's gonna dex quick the cab, and I think that's gonna be enough for the champ to get in there, and he's gonna do enough, and it's gonna force the Tasty Treats to actually pull. And I don't think they're gonna actually see circle fighting as a choice, even though I think it really is the best choice. It's just gonna be ideal. for them.
But it's very compelling to pull and try to get your casters over.
Yeah, I think at some point
Exactly,
there
yeah.
will be a slight pull. Like, in order to get damage out, they kind of need that space. Once they get CC and are able to pull, I mean, you can root out champ pretty easy. They only have stoicism, or sorry, they only have debt, no stoicism, so they are
Champ is
kind of
also
CC
easy
liability.
It's also a very easy
it
class
is.
to kill.
Yeah.
If you get an opening, that champ won't survive.
Yeah, well, the thing about the cap setup too is that it's only great near sight, and if the champ is even close enough to interrupt one of the casters, he probably will live, especially if the cabalist, because if the champ is running duration, he can keep the Sork and the cab dex quick debuffed. It'll fall off on one of them eventually, but he can effectively live long enough through mitigation, through just pretty much increasing the casting time of the both casters, and just having the rest of his group catch up. Tasty Street still has the potential to root and pull, so I believe that's how they're going to win, is through roots.
Bit of a delay getting this fight started.
Yeah, they're ink now, so
They're
just
ink
give
now,
them
it
1
looks
second.
like.
Yeah, they're porting in here.
I can see Inter and Lou porting in now.
Yeah, team leaders, and then the rest will follow soon.
Oh, is that how they're doing it?
Yeah, I think so.
But we can already see from how successful that this tournament has been so far that eminently possible to do in the future on more than one occasion. And the foundation, I feel, has been laid to do this a whole bunch of times for a lot of different playstyles.
Yeah, you know, it took a while getting everything set up initially, but you know, now that everything's in place, it'll be easier to, you know, slot in. Not as much work on our part in the future, hopefully.
And
I think we
of
talked
course
about doing them.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I think we talked about trying to do them like maybe twice a year, maybe 3 times a year. Different types of tournaments. Obviously, the other nights we'll probably want to do some other types of events, like some hide and seek type things, like you guys were mentioning earlier. I know during the night podcast, I think Saxona sometimes we'll do some sort of hide and seek or game. That's more focused on like the PvE side of things instead of something competitive. But
any plans for a free for all on Agramon? Last man standing.
Free for all on Agramon. That would
That'd
be
be
very
fun.
cool, actually. Would you? Yeah. We actually thought about it, and I didn't have enough time to really get involved, but the weekend before this, last weekend, we were going to open up Pendragon to everyone and just do like an informal, like just King of the Hill type thing, similar to that, just to sort of test it.
Yeah.
But I wasn't able to put enough time in to get that going.
It is Halloween coming up, babe, and costume potions come into the game every year in the next month or so, month and a half. And what about an event where there's a whole lot of monsters running around killing each other with some sort of crazy sky? Have you guys ever thought about anything like that?
Well, we have
Here
the
I am
new
using
otherworldly zones, which are kind of creepy, so they kind of mix with
True.
Halloween, so who knows, maybe.
Yeah.
Too spooky.
I think
They're
we're
very-
almost... Yep.
think they're
It's a
about
cool
to
zone to do
brawl.
something with. No, I think we're almost off.
About ready to go here.
Yeah, I think so.
Tasty Treats will get into a bit of space as they likely look to at least partially extend at the start of the fight.
Like I said, I predict the Albs to pull and the Hibs to push, but we'll see. I've
The
been
Alps
wrong
and the
before.
Hibs. Where are you talking?
You know, the
Yeah.
mainland
The
crew is
Luz
mostly
and the...
Hibs. You guys know what I'm
Yeah.
saying here. You got a cabin to sort, you're an Alb group. That's all you need.
Very true, very true. Now it's
Yeah,
all
but I
about
expect
it's all a
mainland
matter
to
of
push.
finding a loom.
Yeah. Maybe they got a
Cautious.
stealth in group stealth. I wanted
Oh,
to see
wow.
that. No one pulled it out. Yeah.
I was hoping
Stealth
there was some
group,
stealth
yeah.
groups. Yeah, I was hoping there was gonna be like
The
a
mini
4
four
thing
scout?
group too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I was talking about like the two Thanes, this two
Yeah.
Sojourners, Zephyr 2, Insta Kill 2.
Yeah, that'd be great. All right.
We're still having some delays getting things started here.
Yeah, it looks like I don't know where Lou is. Just send him a PM asking where he is.
No, they're in. They're in now, and here
Oh,
the
they're in?
fight's
They're in?
about to start. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Oh, look, yep, it's a standoff at the beginning, so we'll see.
Bit of a standoff, which is a little surprising. I thought the group would be a little bit more assertive, trying to get in there, but that doesn't seem to be the case thus far.
It just takes time for the opportunity. I think it's smart.
It is, yeah. It's pretty late in the tournament, too. You can't really afford to just kind of blitz in there and take a loss.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it looks like mainland is pushing. Yep. The hip group.
Unfortunately
right,
for
they're
both teams
pushing.
here, yep, the hip group's pushing with the Valk. But fortunately for both groups, they're both through to the next round. It's just a matter of
Mainland
who
has their
comes
BD
second and
pets
who
in
comes
already.
third.
This could be a mistake. Oh no! Wow, they're blitzing.
Yeah,
Wow,
the BD
yeah.
pets are pretty far behind, so
Yeah,
it's
they're
should be
blitzing.
safe. Cab's in the back, like very far back.
Yeah, Tasty Treat's pulling real hard here. I didn't
Looks like the
expect to pull
Valk may
this
be the
hard.
target. It's hard to tell. Valk's in on Cab, up to Cab, pulling back to Druid.
It looks like the champ got snared here.
Oh, one of the Druids drew the other Druid, but the Valk decided to break it. It's a sword Valk. I hadn't seen that in a while.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice that either. He's doing some
Yeah,
damage
wow.
here though.
Surprising.
Maybe versus the Hib scale. He wanted the slash damage.
Maybe. Well, he's using a spirit weapon too. If you look at it, or he was for
Oh,
a while.
okay.
He might have swapped.
He just wanted the extra damage on his DD procs.
Oh wow, Seafro dead. Seafro dead. Druid down for mainland.
That's pretty surprising. The Druid should have been a little bit
Sifu.
further back, I feel.
Yeah, they kind of lost a little bit of pressure, I think, and the Druid got caught out.
Yeah, it looks like Scraz from Tasty Treats here. He's got pretty good positioning. The Sork,
Yeah.
The
See,
Bard, it looks
Sork's
like he uses
free.
interrupts. Oh, I believe that's an
nice.
instance on
Yeah,
the
good
Sork.
instrument.
It should be
Scraz
about-
perch. Well, he does have no Mez reduction. He's body, I think, but he came out of the Mez pretty quickly.
So the champ is stuck to enter right now. It's looking pretty good for him.
Yeah.
That's who he wants to be
Sifu
on.
needs to interrupt Sifu needs to interrupt Scraz. He's just running right now, and Scraz can get
Enter
some
for Tasty
interrupts out.
Treats. He got a big heal. Yep. Tasty Treats Druid
Yeah,
is
enter.
free here.
Yeah, looks like this Druid needs to interrupt
both
the other
Druids.
Druid. So
Yeah. They're like
One
standing right
Druid's
next to
mocked.
each other and just healing.
Yeah. yeah, Sifu's mocked and just letting Scraz free
Oh,
cap.
so that's why Scraz isn't attempting to interrupt him. But
Right. Yeah. There we go.
Oh,
We
he-
finally
he
see a
rooted
root
Scraz,
on Scraz.
yeah. But
Oh,
Scraz
and
mocked.
Scraz mocked. It looks like Sifu may be too far away to heal his team.
Yeah, Tasty Treats is making a good choice, and they're pulling away from the Druid that
Yeah.
seems to be rooted. Combos, the Chamfer mainland is rooted here.
Looks like
Quick
backwards
here
got a
on
res.
Frank.
Now Cat Pet's back on their Druid against
It looks like
mainland.
Scraz may,
Looks
or
to be-
Frank may have pulled a rogue Cornish Giant here.
Looks like he did.
It
Good
got
root
rooted
on
though. Yep, Scraz rooted it. It looks like backwards is pretty free right here. He got Mez, but the Cat Pet broke the Mez on backwards, so backwards now is
We have a sauce now. Sauce to reposition. Getting some more space now. Valk's still in though, but it looks like do
Yeah,
they
it
have
looks
a
like
warp
they
up? Have they
decided-
used both of their warps?
I saw one in the beginning. I haven't seen the second one here.
Yeah. Another warp down would be great for them, I think.
Backwards is pulling real hard away from his group. He needs to stay in there. He has
Oh
to
wow,
down.
Druid was in. Yeah, they left the Druid out to die. He got stunned up front with no one up.
Valk
now the
just got
Valk's gonna
stunning,
die.
and he's getting nuked. Chronics.
Oh, he's
Oh, he
gonna
closed.
live,
Okay,
maybe?
He's still getting nuked. He's still getting nuked.
Cabs-
He needs
Cabs
to interrupt that
open.
Sork. One nuke.
Cab's open.
Chronic's down for mainland.
It just seems to be kind of falling apart for mainland right now. Druid's down, Valk's down. Looks
Scraz
like
is
the BD.
behind
Look,
them.
look where the BD is. Look where the BD is. Just now coming back in.
He
from
is
root.
way out of the fight. He must have got rooted.
Yeah.
The champ just got snared out here by the Valk. TTY peeling that champ very well this fight.
Good
Looks like
play
the
by the
cab's open
Bards.
again. Yep. He's
Yeah.
nuking down the champ.
I-
Champ dead.
Yeah, now it's a 1v5, I believe. it's
Mainland even
over.
pulled this rogue Cornish Giant here. They still pulled through.
Yeah, there are some questionable times in that fight. It looks like the Druid kind of got caught on his own, kind of isolated up front twice in both of his deaths. His team didn't really support him, I think, or maybe he just kind of got a little too confident and overextended too far. He paid the price for it, and it
Yeah,
seems to lot, or at least hurt them in the fight. May not have lost it directly, but he died twice due to being
Yeah, when Mainland's
left up there
Druid
alone.
mocked, I don't think he noticed Scraz behind him being free. Scraz wasn't mocked. He could have just turned and rooted him. Or at least interrupted him. That was crazy. It's a good fight overall, though.
Yeah, very good fight, very good fight. And that will complete us, or that'll complete the group stage for us. Joel's currently AFK. He'll be back in a few minutes, and we'll start the interviews with some of the teams, get their thoughts. I'll announce who made it through, who was eliminated, and then I'll announce the new knockout round stage for you guys.